Welcome to the Super Bowl Unwrapped Sports / Rum Boys Network Entertainment collaboration. I would love to have Robbie and Bogart, but they just went live prior to the Super Bowl. We're going to handle it on the backside. So shout out to Robbie and Bogart and the rest of the Rum Boys staff. We got Anthony, we got Wise Cheese, we got Caleb Skinner in the chat right now. We have sent the link out to our chat, so we'll have Unwrapped fam join in throughout the show. But we are recapping the Super Bowl of the GOAT against the baby goat, and we will get into the mix of things as we continue to proceed on through this conversation. But this is your host for this night, or until I have to clock into my job. This is Alex V _ Alex Valadez, joined by Anthony Conover. How you doing, bud?
Oh, talk to me. That's all I gotta say.
To the talk to me shit. Fuck out of here.
I tried telling everybody. People said I was wrong, but listen. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've been a Patriots fan my whole life. When are you guys gonna stop betting against the goddamn GOAT? I'm over it. You know what?
Hey, tell him, Connie. Connie,
say whatever
Connie,
you
tell
want,
him.
bro. Everybody else here can say what you want,
Connie.
bro. I got mine.
Tell
I
him,
got
baby.
6. Congrats to Caleb for his one with Brady, bro. I'm big
His
fan,
one.
bro. I just
Don't do
love
that.
being correct. There's nothing I like more other than money and women.
How much farther is women from money? Just kidding. Caleb, how are you, bud?
Bro, I am on cloud nine right now. I'm so excited.
Yes.
It's been 19 fucking years since Tampa Bay has had an NFL championship under their belt. I am beyond happy right now. I came here just for the fans, just for y'all. And I could gone out party tonight, but I'm drunk sitting here having beers with my boys and with my fans out there, with all of our fans, honestly, all the Unwrapped fans out there enjoying a Bucks championship, a Brady championship, number 7. Put it on his fucking name, boys. Like, I don't want to hear anything else. I'm done. That's all I got to say from here on out. But, I mean, we'll be talking plenty throughout this process of this night. It's exciting. It's fun. And we'll get to talking about it.
Shameful plug to Cutwaters. I have been on their ass forever. I just tweeted that.
Cutwaters are bomb.
I put on so many of my friends to Cutwaters. I'm so glad they're getting recognition. Caleb, I'm happy for you, man. You know what, dude? You and Brady have been taking receipts all season, man. So I'm glad it was worth it.
It's not just me. I mean, Connie's been sitting there. He's not necessarily a Bucks guy, but Connie's been sitting there as a Brady stan. Which I totally get because I've been a Bronx fan my whole life. So I understand, just loving a GOAT, you got to love a GOAT, and I get that. But, like, for me as a Bucks fan, it's just different. You get somebody like that who personally, I hated Brady, growing up and just knowing. And
I knew it.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all about that shit. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all about that shit at all. I did not like Brady, but once he comes over to my team, leads my team to a Super Bowl, not even winning the Super Bowl, man, like just leading my team to a Super Bowl is just big time in 19 years. It's a big time move, and I'm extravagant and so excited right now that we are at this point that Tampa's got another Super Bowl, and the first team to ever win a Super Bowl in their hometown is just beyond me. And I'm just so excited, man. And I wanted to get on here ASAP and just talk with all of y'all. So I'll go ahead and throw it over to Matt, who's right below me.
Wait, Matt, before you say something, I do want to say Caleb's tiers are over under at 4.5. So go ahead and lock in your bets on mybookie.ag. You use USN 100 to get a matching deposit bonus and make your bet on that. Matt, Wise Cheese, go ahead and let us know everything about you, bud.
Man, you know what? The Super Bowl, it was good. I mean, I won $200 thanks to score change. I had 7-3 at one point, and it did happen at one point. So $200, that's good for me. And this just proves to show why the Bucks are the champions. They took down my beloved Packers on Sunday in the championship game, and the way how this defense played just showed it. And it's kudos to Brady for getting ring number 7. I mean, he was the GOAT beforehand, but this just utterly seals the deal. Nobody can even come close to it. I mean, I just want to say, congratulations to Caleb. I mean, how about the city of Tampa Bay? Ever since Brady got there, the Tampa Bay Rays went to the World Series, the Lightning won the Stanley Cup, and now the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. I mean, it's one of those,
Put some respect on that name down in Florida, boys. I know we're wild and shit, but y'all got to put some.
Yeah. Hey, just Tampa, just Tampa, Florida. Can't claim all of Florida.
No, like 90% of Florida.
Tampa is sick, man. I know when I go out there, it's gonna be a
type
blast.
in Florida, man, and you're fucked up. Anywhere.
Yeah. Caleb comes out and out a few times.
There's a good challenge. You type in like your birthday,
Florida man, and your birthday,
and then Florida man on your birthday. It's a great time. So,
yo, Caleb, you popped up on my birthday, by the way.
I mean, don't say that. I mean, I don't want to be, canceled or anything, but.
But yeah, honestly, Caleb, I just want to say, congratulations on your Bucks on winning the championship. It's been basically my entire lifetime. 19 years since the Bucks won. So basically, in a way, congrats. Hate to see Brady in his first year basically go to the Super Bowl, but hey, that's why he's the GOAT. And there's nothing I could do about it. Hopefully my team can get there one day, but we'll see what happens. But congrats on the Bucks.
Thank you.
Yes, and we have our founder, or one of the co-founders of the Unwrapped Sports Network. We have Perry Aston here. Perry, I want you to know I did reach out to Robbie and Bogart. They were both pretty pooped from the beginning of their stream, so I want them to know we're riding for them. Unwraps X Rum Boys is like a thing right now, so we're gonna ride with that. We love you guys, support you guys. Great stream in the beginning. Yeah. We're gonna hold it down on the back end. Perry, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, brothers? How are you? I mean, I wasn't gonna come in originally, and then I couldn't miss it. I already jumped on a stream yesterday with Tampa Sports Bay. She shout out to you.
Shout out to her.
Christina, yeah, dude, that was awesome. She was an amazing
guest, dude, I had such a good time. Absolutely, dude. Such a good time. Such a great woman in this market. So talented, and she's probably the happiest person out there right now besides Caleb with this win. So I'm thinking about her. I'm thinking about my boy Caleb. So congrats. I was wrong, like a lot of America, thinking the Chiefs were going to win today. You got to admit when you're wrong. I didn't actually bet on the Chiefs in the end because I never felt good enough, but I went on the over. Again, didn't hit for me today. It's all right. I didn't put down the apartment rent on it, but shout out to the Buccaneers. When you see a team bringing a championship after a long drought, it's so awesome. And like you mentioned, the first time a team's ever even played in the Super Bowl in their own stadium and they go out and they win it, you shoot the cannons like we were talking about on the show, Caleb. So I know you were hyped. So pumped. That's awesome. I wanted to see a good game. I felt like I saw that. I'm a happy man as a football fan. Pat Mahomes, shout out to you as an individual, though, running for his life today and just throwing 360 passes after running out of bounds and somehow potentially having that hit a receiver's hands. Some of the passes that were made today were absurd, but you can't deny that greatness was in front of everyone today. And that defense for the Bucs, man, they were ferocious. So what a game. Yeah, shout out to the city of Tampa Bay and all its fans. I'm happy to be here chatting with you guys.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a blast, definitely. Like, I honestly, just give me your initial reaction. Connie, Caleb, I knew you guys were firm believers from the moment that Brady got there, but for Tom Brady to take a team here who had a defense that showed flashes last season to now being this, force in the NFC and now, looking to continue it, which by the way, Caleb, I need you to text Tom Brady. He's not allowed to retire. I just drafted him in a dynasty startup and he's my number one. So
you ain't got to worry about that.
He better be going for 10 because I need him to hold it down until I pick up some young guys. But Connie, Anthony Conover, let me know how impressed and also how not surprised are you by Brady's ability to kind of jump in to this Tampa Bay team to, also, encourage, Gronk to take a break from partying and shotgunning beers and just be like, hey, let me catch a couple touchdowns from you.
Yeah.
And taking this Tampa Bay team over the top.
Listen, I said this, talking to my friends, I said if he won this Super Bowl, I would put it right behind the 28-3 as the most impressive thing he's ever done. I look back on it now. I might I mean, shit, I might put it at number one, honestly. You have to really think about this, bro, because, like, I'm getting chills right now talking about it. But listen, let me tell you something. No preseason, coronavirus, a brand new team, new head coach.
AB has to live at your house. AB has to live at your house.
He has to put up with me being in his DMs.
Yo,
listen,
Connie, get out of Brady's DMs, please.
Get out of there, bro.
I'm not getting out of Brady's DMs until this motherfucker answers me, bro. Listen, I shot my shot with many people. I'm gonna get Brady one of these days.
Shout out Trey Wingo.
I'm gonna try. Listen, I'm gonna get to that. Don't you worry. I'm gonna track Brady down. Though. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. But anyway, let me tell you something. You know, the beginning of the year didn't look so good. The offense wasn't clicking. There were, the arguments between Brady and Bruce. Who should they make the offense towards? It looked like at the end they kind of, made it more towards Brady, which I said that they should have done from the beginning of the year. You bring Gronk out of retirement, who looked like a shell of himself the last year in New England. Trust me, I can tell you everything about it. Besides that catch in the Super Bowl, the only thing he could do was block. They brought in AB, who does crack for a living.
Come on, man. Don't do my guy AP like that, bro. Don't do my guy AP like that, bro.
Man.
Listen, they brought over Leonard Fournette, who got released by the Jags. I mean, that just proves why you're a poverty franchise. And listen,
Look at the Jags catching strays.
Let me just say this. This is what makes it most impressive to me. You beat the Redskins, right, whatever. Let's be real, though. Their defense is pretty solid. The front seven is nice. I thought it was going to cause a little bit of trouble for Brady. Obviously, he's not mobile, as everybody and their mother knows. Next up, you beat Drew Brees, who is right neck and neck with you with every stat. Passing yards, they went back and forth with passing touchdowns. They made Brees look like garbage in that game. It just proves, how much better Brady takes care of his body. Then you go on to beat Rodgers, who everybody tried to compare, say that he was better than Brady for that short little stretch. Listen, you could have said it all you wanted. It ain't never gonna faze me because you ain't catching me off guard like that. Rodgers never even could have served Brady. He couldn't even have been his waiter.
Why is Cheese is turning into spicy?
Why is Cheese
right
sitting over
now.
there just sitting waiting for?
I can't say nothing. All right,
listen. Rodgers couldn't have been his goddamn waiter at a restaurant. And then he goes on, to beat Mahomes.
Just change it for you, Matt.
The person that was supposed to be the next Tom Brady that everybody was saying, it's the passing of the torch game. I'm just saying, stop betting against my boy, bro. I got posted of the man in my room for a damn reason. I got three Super Bowl coins up there, gold-plated Super Bowl coins for a goddamn reason. Okay.
Look at this squad, by the way. AJ and Corey, we got such a squad.
Robbie, Bogart, if you guys are listening to this, just text me, just DM me on Twitter. I'll send you the link. Real quick, Corey is in the house. God bless Corey, man. Longtime Patriots fan, like Connie, like CJ.
I got a bone to pick with Corey because he started bringing up.
Yo, Caleb, put your bones away.
Nah, bro. He started bringing up.
Real quick.
Hold on.
Real quick.
No, it's not gonna take over the show. It's gonna be for another show. But I'm over Corey bringing up shit that doesn't need to belong in the chat. That needs to belong in the chat. No, bring it along.
I need a judge.
Caleb. I'm going to have you, Connie, and Corey on a stream at some point, and we're going to talk about stats versus the eye test, and we're going to talk about that in a second.
I'm begging.
Let me get to the comments real quick. We got Connie's co-host on the Backstop Banter. We got Michael Lawson in the chat saying, "Whoa, Perry, about didn't see you in the background." Ooh,
I'm just trying to be low key.
Because Perry got that green screen money. I see you.
Just trying to be low key. Alex, where's your green screen, Alex? I feel like you trumped me.
And then Stan Jones says, "So much praise for Brady. Hey, I look good if I quarterback 17 Super Bowl wins. I would love to just be the guy who does that too." And then here comes Christian McGowan coming in to say Rams winning it next year. Christian,
they'll barely make the playoffs.
We'll see.
Hey, it's the toughest division. It's the toughest division in football. Where the Rams are with the 49ers and
watch them get in fourth place, Caleb. Watch them trade all those picks for Stafford and become a bottom.
I mean, it's a ridiculous division, honestly. it's too hard to win. I mean, you made an upgrade, yeah, but we'll see come next year. But I mean, on top of when it comes to this game, man, what a what a game, based off of what we originally supposed to see, and then the Bucks just go ahead and blow out the Chiefs, which nobody saw coming. If anybody saw a blowout coming, it was going to be the Chiefs, which is what everybody put their money on, supposedly the public. So it was, a shock to me. I thought it was going to be a lot closer game than what we saw. I was excited about it, man. I was living my life. I was having fun, but I didn't expect it. I thought the Chiefs were going to come out firing, especially once the Bucks, went 3-and-out early on after receiving the initial coin toss right off the bat. So, seeing that, and then, seeing the Chiefs go 3-and-out right off the bat for themselves. And, at that point, it was a defensive battle. That's why we saw the under hit, which I know Corey's pretty high on and everything like that. So, Go ahead.
Before we switch it to Corey, Caleb, everybody in the world would like to know, how much alcohol did you drink before you got on the stream? Just curious.
All right, so now I'm gonna have to start counting on my fingers. So I started drinking at like 1:30, I think, like 1:30. So like 1:30.
I had legs till 3. First of all,
I started drinking at like 1:30, so that gave me like 4 hours to get a nice little buzz going. So I drank like 4 beers. I started writing a little bit of articles and shit for Florida State. So it was fun, and then I got to the restaurant slash sports bar, if you will, so restaurant. And had like 3 beers there, and then got into about 4 margaritas, and I'm feeling good about myself right now.
How big were the margaritas? How big were the margaritas? Like a pint glass?
Dude, no, they were like jumbo size, like
this
big.
4 of jumbos.
Yeah. So like
you gotta keep that same energy when I pull up to the phone.
I mean, what do you? I'm still drinking. I'm at home. I'm good to go.
Yo, how much percent?
But all I'm saying is that if you ever doubted the GOAT, that's a problem, because ultimately you knew Brady was going to come into this game with that different type of mentality. I don't care. Mahomes is Mahomes. Mahomes can bring in whatever he wants to, but he doesn't bring in the type of mentality that Brady does, and that's the difference maker in this game. And that
Caleb, you have said that last year.
That's fine. They could say it last year as well, but Brady didn't have.
No. I'm asking you. Would you have said that last year?
Would I have said that last year as Brady as my quarterback?
The Patriots winning.
No. As not your quarterback.
As Brady is the Patriots quarterback. As Brady, absolutely not, because all they wanted Brady to do was check down. Why do you want Brady to keep checking down to fucking James White?
All right, Caleb, we'll get that to real quick second. Corey,
it's a different story. He's got weapons around him. It's a completely different story. It is a fact. Are you denying that, Corey?
Caleb has
Corey, are you denying that? Are you denying?
No, I said that is a fact. That's the fact. He has better weapons.
Okay. Then speak on it.
Well, I'm trying.
Welcome to Corey on the screen, fellow prop brother. How you doing, man?
What's up? I mean, Brady played a very Brady-esque game at 43. This is like the kind of game that we've seen from him the last few years. He didn't make any mistakes. He led his team. He did the right things, put him in the right situations, put him in the best position to win. That's what he does. I thought having the group that they had in Tampa Bay, like they just wanted it more. Being home made a huge difference as well. I think.
How do you think that made a huge difference? Like there was nothing that made it a huge difference, in my opinion. Like there was
nobody had to wear masks.
They got to stay home. They got to stay home.
Yeah,
they got to sleep in their own bed. They got to drive their own car. Like it's like a home game. Yeah, it was a home game for them. I think that makes.
I get that. But like, I just want to know what the difference was in your opinion.
That's crazy. Great to not have to like travel. You get to just stay in your homes. You get to stay.
Well,
in your
actually, I didn't know this, but I saw a video. NFL, a lot of teams stay in a hotel even at home games.
Yeah, the night before, but they'd be the same hotel that they would usually stay in.
Yeah,
if that was the case.
Every team stays in the same hotel road. I mean,
No, I mean, they're not in they're at home. Like there's nothing that changes in their schedule. I think obviously that was a bonus for them. I'm not saying it was like the only thing that mattered. Obviously the Chiefs' offensive line was a huge issue, and it's something that they couldn't overcome. I think it's a totally different ball game if Schwartz and they had opt-outs early in the year, but the injuries just mounted. Remmers is god awful, and Wisniewski is past it, and yeah, it was troublesome all game long. I mean, credit to Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich for their game plans. I mean,
100%.
Everyone talks about Eric Bieniemy, but those two guys are staring at head coaching jobs again for Todd Bowles and first time for Leftwich. But yeah, I think those guys had a hell of a game plan. They actually ran some play action passes on first down, which was nice to see. It was a big change from what they've been doing over the past couple games. And the way that the Bucs slapped them in the face early on, and Chiefs just had no answer. They just could not. They made crucial drops on drives, and they just couldn't get it going. Unfortunately for them, back to back's not going to happen, and it hasn't happened since the Patriots in 2003, 2004.
And let me transition this to show some love to CJ joining the stream. CJ, as a Patriots fan, I know you got love for Brady, man. How does it feel to watch him transform the Bucs from a 30-30 touchdown interception team to a Super Bowl contender and winner?
I'm happy for my guy, for sure. A lot of people thought he was washed after last year. I already said, we've come on here, a couple of football shows I've been on, talked about the raw receivers on the Patriots not being able to create separation.
CJ, see, if they would have called me, I would have been there for Brady. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, we should have called all of us.
Could have brought in Christian too to help out the line.
Christian would have helped to the Chiefs a lot tonight.
I mean, the Bucs, they were just complete on all three phases. I mean, running the football, you got two guys like Fournette and Jones in the play action. Gronk, they kept him fresh pretty much for this game. Pretty much, Cameron Brate really didn't do a lot. He made some big plays throughout the season, had some solid plays in a couple playoff games. But I mean, this is what they brought Gronk in for. This is what they brought Brady in for. Brady didn't turn the ball over. It was a complete football game. The Chiefs, they were out of sync. That offensive line, like Corey said, it was shot. And Shaquille Barrett, they were able to get pressure with four guys, blitz every once in a while. Played too high, and Tyreek Hill was on lock. Wasn't able to get those deep plays. Made them play everything underneath, and made them a running team, which we haven't really seen from Kansas City like that. So, I mean, it was an impressive game, man. I mean, throughout the whole playoffs, for them to be a wild card team as well, that was something that Brady's not really used to. He's usually used to getting that first round bye, playing 3 games, being on the road 3 times, and then finally getting the home game in the Super Bowl. It was a great performance by the Buccaneers, man.
I mean, that's a great point, CJ. Like, yeah. I don't understand. Like, you get a guy going to 3 away games, coming off, being a what do you call it? Like a bubble team, if I will. I mean, that's just what I call it. You're trying to get in. So you're not trying to get into the playoffs, but you're working your way through the playoffs because you got to go on the road every single time. So. Right. I mean, it's a hard thing to do. So, like, I know you being a Patriots fan, and Tom Brady's never necessarily had to be through that or have had to gone through that. So, like, from your perspective, I know you're a big Pats fan, you're a big Tom fan. Like, what does that mean to you necessarily? I know you're a Pats fan first and foremost, so you're not necessarily a Tom Brady guy, like for say Anthony is or anything like that. I know Corey is a big Pats
CJ
guy.
Has Tom Brady's full name tattooed on his chest, just so you know.
No way.
But like for you, CJ, like what does that mean to you? Does that like solidify him as a GOAT, or does that kind of like make it kind of standoffish towards you?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, he killed one of the biggest narratives in his career, which was a couple actually. How would he play in the NFC? Everybody used to say AFC least. It was a weak division. They're able to get 8 wins easy. 6 wins easy, and then everything else throughout the season. And then getting one without Bill and a pandemic, not knowing Arians, not knowing Leftwich. Exactly. I feel like he's always been this way, but I think getting this one caps it off for sure. I mean, like I said, not really a lot of time to prepare with these guys. The preseason was really shot. No preseason at all. Training camp was limited. They pretty much had to figure it out throughout the season. They took some lumps. Everybody talked about the fourth down. He didn't know if it was 4 downs or not against the Bears. He was getting
CJ. Brady cheated. He had AB sleep at his house. They were practicing routes.
but AB didn't even come along until November. So
That's true.
they still that December they played great in December, and that's usually what the Patriots have done in those Patriots runs. They played great December football, and that's what the Bucs did. And they went on a crazy streak. Like I said, for them to win three road games to lead to your home game in the Super Bowl, to cap it off like this against Mahomes. Everybody thought, if before the game started, if you were like the Chiefs won 31-9, you'd be like, okay, I'm expecting that. They got a high-powered offense. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. No one really expected this. And like I said, they played a balanced game. They ran the football. The defense really couldn't tell what the Bucs offense was going to do. So I think this one for sure cements it. Like I said, this one without Bill. I mean, what can you say now? Really? Like I said, different conference, new team, without the greatest coach of all time. It's not. If he was to walk away, I mean, but of course he's going to come back. But there's nothing else to say, really, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And then, hey, shout out to Garrett. I have pleaded with him in the group chat for him to join me. I rarely get to do these post game streams, but you know what? I wanted my guy Garrett to come on here. I'm gonna pull up on that Degenerates Den at some point because that's my guy right there. But Garrett, how are you doing, man? And then I'm gonna ask you the same question. How do you feel about Tom Brady's ability to come to the Buccaneers, go from a team that wasn't in the playoffs and making them immediate Super Bowl contenders to now Super Bowl champions in one off season? So go ahead, man.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little salty because my gambling did not work out for me today. Gambling will make you like, even if your team wins, if your bets don't win, like your whole day is like shot. And I did not bet on a winner of this game. I did not have a team in this game, but I really feel like the referees stole from us the offensive shootout we were supposed to have. So that I was a little salty about that. But as far as Tom Brady goes, I mean, he's good. He's a great quarterback. I get irritated because anytime I mention that he's not the GOAT, everybody jumps down my ass like I think he's terrible. He is a great quarterback. I don't think he's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, but he is a great quarterback. He did good things in Tampa Bay. But you look,
Caleb just grabbed a 12-pack because you said that.
There are 20.
I'm heading over to the fridge real quick. Give me a second.
There are 28 starting quarterbacks in the NFL today that could beat the Kansas City Chiefs if your defense only gives up 9 points. Facts. So to say this, oh man, he had 200 yards and 3 TDs and didn't have any picks because the ref stole one. I mean, he didn't have that good of a game, and everybody why is he MVP? Why?
I think they controlled the clock.
They controlled the clock by having a very effective running game and a short passing game.
Right, but
I feel like
Brady.
Corey.
Yeah, that's Brady though. I mean, he's gonna do that. He's not gonna.
Even
on that conference championship game, he threw 3 picks.
You know who should be MVP? The corner on Tyreek Hill that held him to under 50 yards should be MVP.
Oh, yeah.
That's not just
I
one guy.
a lot of credit.
I wish we give it to the whole
secondary.
Shout out Carlos Davis.
No secondary.
Yeah, they played too high. Yeah, they had to get out.
Shout out Carlos Davis.
I wish they could have given it to the whole defense.
Yeah, that's true, Perry. But just
Caleb, did you know that corner's name before this season?
Yeah, absolutely, because he's the one who got burned for 200 yards against fucking Tyreek Hill. Of course I fucking knew his name. What are you talking about? I knew who was covering him the whole fucking game.
I'm just talking shit, bro.
I knew. He wanted redemption, bro. He needed redemption, and he had to. But he also had help with
he took it, Caleb. He took it personal.
He did. He took it personal. He took it personally. I mean, if you get burned for 200
These receipts that Kayla's been talking about since like week 6. Hey,
dude,
Mark, Nick Foles could have won that game at quarterback. So get the fuck out of here with your nobody. He was the best player on the Bucs offense.
Garrett,
Come on.
thank you
I
for
don't
coming
know what
on this
else you
show
want
and
than
giving the
200
like
yards
opposite
and
end of the
touchdowns. What do you
spectrum.
want him to do?
I don't think so.
All right,
I'm not saying
hold
that
on,
he
hold on,
played
hold on,
bad.
hold on.
Wait.
Can we
Garrett.
toss it over to Perry real quick? Because
Wait,
Perry,
hold on.
Perry,
Garrett, thank you. Hey, Garrett, thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you. This isn't the warmest reception I'm sure you expected.
Oh,
But
I
thank
knew
you
it
for
was
coming
going to
on.
be bad.
we love it. We love it.
But the
No,
boss
thank
man,
you for coming
hey
on.
man, you ought to come on a stream. You come on
No,
a stream.
Thank you for coming on, bro. I love the streams I've
100%.
had with you. I wish I would have been on when I wish I wasn't working when the Steelers lost to the Bengals because I know you would have given it to me. So you can give it to me now. Perry, okay, Perry, what are your thoughts right now on the Buccaneers with Brady being able to take them to that next step after just one offseason? That's because let's be honest, that is a feat in its own right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think everything is so impressive, and everyone's gonna have their own opinions. And again, I'm super glad you came on, Garrett. I'm super glad everyone's here. I wanted to get everyone, I wanted everyone to get their shots in and have their fun. Again, I'm just glad to be here hanging out. I think it's all been really impressive from the coaching staff, from not just the head coach Arians, but that entire coaching staff. Like you guys mentioned, cooking up amazing game plans all season and trying to figure it out. And like you guys all mentioned too, it's even more impressive with no off season, with the pandemic, all of these things being against preparation and finding a way to come together. And it's usually not the best team in the end. Not saying that's the case. It's not always the best team in the end. It's the hottest team in the end, the healthiest team in the end, the team that came together at the right time. Hence, with you saying, Garrett, with Foles, you know, on the certain year, that absolutely is true because you watched him beat Tom Brady in a Super Bowl. So it really is just all circumstantial. It's all circumstantial. You know, everything is going to be depending on the year. The kind if Fisher didn't go down last week, that offensive lineman, who's probably their best offensive lineman, maybe that would have been a little bit more time for Mahomes. Who knows? At least I would have thought the Chiefs would have been able to get their offense going a little bit more than potentially it was today. But again, that front four, the linebackers, the corners from top to bottom, they just are so dominant. And Tom Brady, when there's smoke, there's fire. When there's success, there's a reason. So it's just like with LeBron James. No matter where he goes, there's championships there. He's done it in Miami. He's done it in Cleveland. He's done it in Los Angeles. You can hate the guy if you want. Who cares? But in reality, he's now won in multiple places, and CJ nailed it on the head. He killed the narrative of he won't be able to win in the other division. He won't be able to win without Bill. All of these things. Did he have way more support this year than other years? Goddamn right he did. You saw Gronkowski came out of the shadows to come. And you mentioned it too. There was 4 guys in particular that really, really stepped up in this game. And these 4 guys were not Buccaneers before this season. So Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Antonio Brown caught a touchdown, and Leonard Fournette, who I want to recall, playoff Lenny, which everyone's calling. And let me run through his stats for the playoffs really quick.
You gonna bring up playoff Lenny?
I am, absolutely. I mean, if there was a guy,
all that matters is that he went over the total. Shout out Corey for doubting playoff Lenny. I'm just kidding, Corey. I love you.
I mean, to think that he'd be able to keep up this run, it's crazy because I mean he hasn't been consistent. Leonard's so talented, Leonard Fournette, but to see what he's been able to do against the Washington football team, 19 carries, 93 yards, a touchdown. He also had 4 catches for 43 yards. Against New Orleans, 17 carries, 63 yards.
He caught the ball. He caught
exactly.
The fucking ball.
I mean, if we're talking about just catching as well, I mean, if I won't go through all of them, but he had at least 4 receptions in every single playoff game. So he had 4 or 5 in all 4 games. He was involved in the offense in a lot of different ways. He had a touchdown in all of the games. So you got to give the credit to Fournette, who just stole this number 1 gig, maybe because Jones was banged up and a lot of other circumstances, but Fournette ran like a man possessed. Every time I watched him run, he was carrying people with him. That's how he needs to be running always. That's what we all expect. So if there wasn't a guy that on offense, that if there was a person that potentially could have won the MVP, you could look at him. If he would have scored another touchdown, if he would have scored a touchdown through the air, I would have had a great argument for Leonard Fournette, over 125 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns. That's definitely a conversation. But regardless, very impressive. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I had no stake in this game whatsoever. I'm a sad man at home with a pathetic season, but I was pumped to see a good game from them. And again, with the Chiefs, they'll be back. Pat Mahomes is on a 50-year contract, so he's not going anywhere either.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that. He's not going to go anywhere. And once Brady retires, he's going to be the man. So you can't disrespect the effort and the amount of work that Patrick Mahomes puts in. So I agree.
This is your king.
Yeah, no. I DM Patrick Mahomes for $500. He sent it to me. I bought all of Dogecoin with $500. So shout out to him for my profits.
You know what? Doge to the moon,
right.
baby.
Doge to the moon. Spicy queso, which was Wise cheese. Spicy queso. I'm sure you're just curdling. You're heating up. You're like, yo, that bad man deserves some respect.
You say curdling?
Curdling.
Yeah,
curdling.
No pun
Like
no,
a cheese
no
curd.
pun,
A cheese curd.
Matt,
no pun intended. No pun intended. No pun intended.
Cheese curds. I know. Yo, y'all. Like what I told Corey, what I'm telling y'all right now, I'm dropping gems the way Corey drops gems. Y'all are just picking them up like I pick up Corey's gems. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the way that Brady came on to Tampa Bay and his ability to, amidst the short offseason, was able to take this team who wasn't a playoff team last year, taking them all the way to the top? What are your thoughts, man? And please, if your Green Bay bias shows, please show it.
I mean, it's one of those to where Brady just wanted it. He made a promise to himself. He said in Super Bowl 54, I'm not going to wear a blazer next year. And what does he do? He shows up to Super Bowl 55 and wins it. I mean, it's just one of those, he came in and he wanted it more. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I really wanted Green Bay to make the Super Bowl this year. I really did. I really thought we had a good chance. But, Brady came into Lambeau and just decided to stab it. Decided to break my heart again for the second year in a row. And, that's just something that I have to take. Granted, Rodgers did win MVP, which is great, but give me a Super Bowl instead. But, it's one of those where Brady came in, got to a team where he wanted in Tampa Bay, and he showed why he's a GOAT. I mean, he started off slow, but like everybody says, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the Buccaneers finished pretty damn strong, and that defense is legit. And one thing I want to say, Alex, I want to direct you another question. Who would have thought that out of all the killer bees in Pittsburgh, Antonio Brown would get a ring before Big Ben and Le'Veon Bell?
I could direct you to my Twitter. I had said Bruce Arians and AB getting a Super Bowl. As a Steelers fan, I couldn't be happier. Anybody who was a part of the Steelers,
deserved the vote, you think?
I support them. No. Yo, Caleb, Arians, AB, to me, I wish
Arians has that Steelers pull too. Yeah.
No, I wish Arians would have got another one. I wish AB would have gotten one. But if they couldn't get one with us, I'm glad they got one with you guys. Look, his legal situations with the way he's been acting outside in between the Steelers to the Patriots year, we would all love to rewrite that. But as somebody who was a fan of what he did and how he affected the game, I'm very happy for AB to get his ring. As a Steelers fan, honestly, if Le'Veon Bell would have got it, I would have been happy for him too, only because I'm not spiteful. I don't hate the guys who brought joy to me as a fan.
I mean, AB made a big catch tonight. I mean,
what makes me sad though? Everybody that
I love AB.
No, I know you do. I'm just saying, AB, he just comes through in the most clutch situations right now. He's not
just a phenomenal
the star. He's not the starlight of the team right now. He's just, when you need him, he's gonna come through, and that's what AB is realizing. And I think that's a big thing for him to continue his career in the NFL.
Bro, it makes me sad. All the players that scored today were former Patriots besides Fournette. What we could have been.
Look at Connie. He's leaning on his sofa like he just lost the Super Bowl right now.
No, listen, this is nothing.
He's staring at the ceiling, just thinking deep.
Listen,
he's waiting for Tom's kiss tonight.
He's playing the song.
He was supposed to be here an hour ago.
No, he's playing the song in the background.
Whatever you want, because I know LeBron came up. You can be on your knees right now.
No, don't do that. I'm not that heavy on LeBron.
No. Hey, Perry, Anthony's playing the song in the background. Remember when you had it all?
Listen, I blame
with
Bill.
Brady, Gronk, and AB.
I blame Bill.
Wow.
Yo, all I'm gonna say is that Gronk anytime touchdown brought me so much joy. I wish I would have gotten
Amen.
first. Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Mark
but
for that first
Can
touchdown.
we? All right, so this game was awesome. We thought we had a lot more than what we anticipated on receiving because I thought, the Chiefs were going to be able to provide a lot more offense and things.
Oh no.
So what I'm asking is, what do we see next year? What do we see? What do we see next year in terms of Tampa Bay with Tom Brady saying he's going to come back and. Obviously the obvious choice, the obvious opponent here is going to be the Chiefs on top of that. Where are we going to see that go? And I mean, I'll toss that over to you, Alex, since you're the head of everything right now. So where do you see this going from here on out? Because Brady's taken another, just not from here on out, but just immediately from here to next year. How do you see this, transferring over? Because Brady's already said he's coming back.
I would look. I'm a Steelers fan. As much as I would love to see Steelers versus the Bucks, I would love to see a Chiefs versus the Bucks rematch. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about the Cavaliers and the Warriors and how quote unquote boring that matchup was. But if we get to see Mahomes and Brady match up 2, maybe 3 times, as a football fan, I'm not going to sit here and say that that's like trash or horrible. I would love to see that. I would love to see Mahomes come back and then give Brady a 1-2 punch, and then Brady come back and him and Mahomes go back for the tiebreaker, because currently Tom Brady now leads the head-to-head matchup 3-2, which in terms of GOAT talk, that's always going to be a talking point. So Brady's not retiring anytime soon.
Just saying,
Yeah, exactly. Tom Brady's not gonna retire.
Well,
because
how long do you think Tom Brady goes for? Because he's 43.
He goes till
No. Now he said he wants to play past 45.
He's gonna go to 47.
Connie, just so you know, the vegan food you talk shit about, that's the shit he eats.
That's what's
so
keeping
maybe you
him
should
rolling.
eat vegan food to like go past your career.
Brady's like a Braun.
Alex, do you see a double chin? You think I got that from vegan, bro? Fuck out.
Nah, you got that from chicken cutlets, bro. I heard you.
I got 2 slices.
Connie, I swear to God, Connie, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Chicken cutlets.
Yo, Connie, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Look.
Hey, tell Nan to come on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell Nan, I'm gonna pull up to New York. I'm gonna see my guy CJ. Hey, did you see my message in the group chat? I'm pulling up to the Barclays on February 12th. 2022. I'm gonna enjoy the weekend, and I'm gonna enjoy some chicken cutlets from Conover Nan. So like it's gonna be a crazy 2022. That's all I'm telling y'all.
Yeah,
hey, Alex.
I would give you that, but you rejected my stimmy, so fuck you.
Yo, Connie, we're about to write a book, Connie, and I'm gonna do all the writing. So you should fucking change your tone for a second.
Alex. I think there's both ways how Connie could get his stimmy. Maybe if you tell Connie to go on the vegan diet, maybe you could tell him, hey, stimmy check.
Yo, Connie,
keep your breath.
Connie's
Hold on. Throw that question around. What do you all throw that question around though? I don't necessarily want to keep it.
I got you. Hey, I got you.
Yeah, go ahead, Corey.
LaShawn McCoy, back-to-back Super Bowl champion.
Yes.
The shady McCoy with 2 rings. God bless that man.
Not one snap.
Corey, go ahead. I know you got some important talk. So go ahead, Corey.
Yeah,
I know you got some important talk when it comes to next year.
Corey, answer
Josh's
response first.
Watson versus
Panthers, please. God, no. That's not happening. CMC will be broken down again after next year. So we'll go on.
I hope not for my dynasty teams.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers next year have some huge salary cap implications. Obviously, they have to sign all these guys. All these guys that badly want to win the Super Bowl, like Ndamukong Suh. Shaq Barrett's unrestricted free agent. Levante David, huge part of this defense, unrestricted free agent. Rob Gronkowski is going to be a free agent for the first time in his career. Obviously, I said
he's going to come back. Eddie. You know he's going to come back. They
have to pay for all these guys.
That's a lot of names.
You know what I mean?
Right. So
look at the fan comment.
I'll let you go. I'm sorry. I'll let you finish because I know you got some guys that you've noticed that are going to be let go or going to head elsewhere for bigger money.
Tyler Johnson season, by the way, because Godwin's probably out. I would assume.
Who said that? Whoever said it is a genius.
It's going to be too expensive to sign. I'm guessing they're going to try to keep Levante David and maybe Shaq Barrett, but I could see them letting one of those two guys go, and then obviously re-signing Gronk, signing AB to some kind of short-term deal, probably another 1 year type gig. So I don't know if he's about to go anywhere else right now. I think this is the safest place for him. And then Gronk is gonna. I don't know what Gronk's gonna do. Is he gonna take? He made $9 million this year. That's a lot of money for a tight end. I don't know if he's gonna try to get that again or what, but. It will definitely be an interesting offseason. I mean, it's an interesting offseason for everyone, though. That's the case in point. So I think they have enough wiggle room to make it happen. So it's just how they fill in this roster. Obviously,
who do you honestly like in your deep heart think they get rid of? Because I mean, obviously the Bucs have tons of weapons on both sides of the ball. So who do you think that they get rid of? On the offensive side of the ball, they got Scotty Miller, they got AB, obviously, they got Chris Godwin, they got Mike Evans, they got Rojo, they got Leonard Fournette. They got tons of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, they got JPP, they got Shaquille Barrett, they've got Levante David, they got Devin White, they got a bunch of young guys in the secondary.
That's impressive.
I'm not
off the top of your head.
I mean, I'm not trying to do that, but like honestly,
Caleb, I'm
they got
fucking with
weapons.
you, bro. I love you, man.
They got weapons on all sides of the ball, so that's just offensive side of the ball. On the defense side of
I
the
just
ball,
want you to know I'm
same
fucking
thing.
with you, bro. It's all love.
Yeah, I know that, but like on the defense side of the ball, they got Shaq Barrett, they got JVP, they got Ndamukong Suh, they got Vita Vea, they got so many fucking names on that side of the ball. Devin White, they got Sean Murphy-Bunting, even though he's young. I mean, Carlos Davis, like all these guys are just such young guys. Like how? I mean, obviously those young guys on the defense, they're locked into their original contracts off of a rookie contract, right? So I mean, you got Carlos Davis and Sean Murphy-Bunting and Devin White obviously locked in, but you got long-term guys like JPP and Ndamukong Suh and Levante David. You got to start trying to restructure their contracts. So, I mean, you couldn't have put together a better, Super Bowl team, honestly, in my opinion, in terms of what the Bucs were able to do, solidified on offense and defense. So at some point, you're going to have to let these guys go or pay them, and you're not going to be able to pay them all, right? It's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like Godwin's probably gone. Fournette probably will try to cash in on this. I would if I were him.
Right. I mean, he's a number 1 overall draft pick, so why not?
Right. I mean, this is his chance to do it. Godwin hasn't been paid anything really through his whole career, so he
also hasn't proved himself, in my opinion. I mean, he's proved himself through a regular season, but he's had plenty of chances to prove himself in the offseason, or not the offseason, but the postseason, and he hasn't been able to catch the balls. Like, I don't remember which game it was, whether it was against the Saints or Green Bay, where he had a touchdown pass that he should have caught, and he didn't catch that. And that was a big moment for him to be able to earn some money. And so, like,
Godwin's going to earn that money because he did have that huge play that Brady threw that 50-50 ball for 50-60 yards against the Packers. Like, he's going to get paid no matter what.
About that.
And also, Caleb, Fournette owes me $450.
So I don't know where. I guess my question ultimately is like, where do the Bucs go from here after this year, where they have a stacked fucking team?
I think they'll be very similar.
Okay.
I think they'll be very well. Bruce Arians said he's not going anywhere. He just said, I'm reading it, he wants to win 2. So he's gonna come back, and obviously where else would you go?
GCU.
I feel like
Laying one out.
Godwin's gone. Corey said it on the money. I feel like they don't really necessarily need him either. Yeah, you got Mike Evans and AB and Scotty Miller and Tyler Johnson, so they're fine.
Don't forget me.
Alex, I got you, bro. You'll be right there on the practice squad. Number one priority. We'll be watching you every week.
Hey, Christian
you
too.
on, and we'll
Christian
watch you
too.
hard. Yeah,
I thought Valdez was going to the Bears to quarterback and head coach.
He's waiting to see what happens.
Green
with
Bay.
Wentz.
He's going to be the Packers number 2 receiver.
Gary, I need you to text Nagy.
Gary sits down there like, please give me some of these assets. Like,
Oh, you can wear this Bucks helmet.
Alex is waiting to see what happens with the Wentz trade before he signs in Chicago. But I think the Bucks will be back. Similar coaching staff. It's too late for Byron Leftwich or Todd Bowles to get a head coaching job, and they're not going to this year go to college or something like that. They're going to run it back. So the whole coaching staff returns next year. You have Tom Brady back. You'll have your core back. So it's just filling holes, but I think they'll be right there in the playoffs. And number one, especially with the Saints trending downwards, you have to really give them that division next year, barring anything that happens weirdly. So I see them. I'm not going to say right back in the Super Bowl because I'm not going to make that prediction quite yet until the offseason shakes out and you see everything that happens across the league. Like Corey said, we're due for a crazy one this year.
The Saints might need to sell their team. They're so far under the cap.
The Saints have sold my agent.
Hey!
The
The Saints got Jameis Winston, so I don't know.
Dude, Winston got the LASIK, man. He can see linebackers
This
now.
guy's on your team. As long as this guy's on your team.
You know I live and die by the 30 for 30.
Is that a fat head? Is that a fat head? Nice.
I live by the 30 for 30 out here. 30 cakes, 30 touchdowns.
Ant got that for his 7th birthday.
Hey, Josh Lenar is on the comments. Congrats, Caleb and Connie, on your team winning a ring. See, I knew Connie was a Bucks fan.
I'll add.
Connie's a Bucks fan now.
I'll add on. I'll add on to the Bucks
show tomorrow. I can't wait.
I'll add on to some points about the Bucks as well.
Shit Josh talked.
Go ahead, Chiefs. Go ahead.
To where they can be next year. I feel like the Buccaneers are going to be right there. I mean, you look at like Perry mentioned, the Saints are in a downward trend. I love that Corey mentioned the Saints. The Saints might have to sell the team. I mean, it's one of those to where the Bucks, they're probably going to win the division next year. They'll probably be one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. It'll probably be the Niners, Bucks, Packers as the top 3 teams in the NFC. Just being honest. And Chris Godwin, please come to Green Bay. Please.
That would be nice.
We need somebody else besides Devontae Adams.
No, I want to keep my jersey.
I'm fed up.
I want to keep my jersey.
Call me, man.
I'm fed up with losing in the NFC Championship game. All right, I've seen 4 straight times where we lose in the NFC Championship game. I'm tired of it. I just want to at least.
Matt, I want you to know. Matt, I want you to know that if the Packers sign me, you're gonna say Alan Lazard. Who? I'm just gonna tell you right now.
I know. I don't want Rodgers to leave. I want him to stay here. We need to get him to another Super Bowl. Please,
CJ.
just get Godwin. Just get Allen Robinson. Whatever it takes.
Wait, Connie, real quick. CJ, what happens first? Knicks get a NBA Finals ring, or Bucks repeat? What happens first?
Oh, Bucks repeat. That's easy, man.
All right. Expand on that. I want to know why, because I mean the Knicks are honestly building right now. I mean they're making some good moves.
Man,
I mean you get. Hold up. They're getting Derrick Rose for cheap.
Again,
they're getting Derrick Rose for cheap right now.
Hang him up.
One really quick question.
Let CJ speak. Damn it. Listen,
CJ,
one
Watch
observation before that.
texted me that Alex Valdez is going to be third straight point
let
guard
CJ speak
behind Derrick Rose. You know.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you guys. First off, Bucks just capped off the bowl. Knicks still got a lot of work to do, man. I mean, that's a whole nother 3 episodes. Episodes.
I need you to talk a lot more highly of RJ Barrett. I need to manipulate the market on his rookie card, please.
Oh, that's on him, man. He gotta step it up.
Ooh, I got one. I got a good nickname for him.
Hold on.
Canadian Beast.
Jeez, hold on. I want to hear CJ speak about the Bucks. I need a little hype in my life.
Oh God, of course, Caleb.
But definitely, I mean, I think
Soak it up, Caleb.
if I'm not mistaken, OJ Howard comes back from I think
Caleb hates OJ.
he doesn't like.
No, I love OJ Howard. I love that motherfucker. Go ahead, CJ.
I think Tom's obviously gonna make him a better player. I mean, yeah, you guys are gonna obviously lose a couple key guys. That's just inevitable. But I think as long as you got the core there, Tom, BA, I think keeping one of those pass rushers, either Barrett or JPP, is definitely key. You got to get some guys that can get to the quarterback, especially you guys just went up against two very mobile QBs in Rodgers and Mahomes. So got to get that front seven. That front four is nasty. It's just nasty, bro. Vita coming back was huge.
Right. Who do you think made the difference on? Because I felt like there was pressure all night tonight on Mahomes. Who do you think that we need to keep the most? Or I say we because I'm a Bucks fan, but who do you think the Bucks need to keep the most?
Honestly, yeah. I was gonna say Connie got it. Shaq Barrett.
Yeah, I would say Barrett as well. I think JPP again. Got two rings. He played big time against the Patriots a few years ago. In his playoff run, he's on the Giants, so he's a big time player. I would go with Shaq Barrett. He had a down year this year.
Put your finger down, bro. Come on, show some respect. You got your daddy another ring.
He had a down.
We should have had 10. We should have had 10.
It's tough.
Nah, Eli Manning lives in Tom Brady's dreams.
Yeah. Hey, Nick Foles too.
I think.
Yeah. Listen, go get Rodgers another one, okay, Cheese?
Wait, what?
Man.
Not in New England. He's staying in Green Bay. We're gonna love being next Garoppolo.
It's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough. The NFC is extremely tough. You haven't really seen a team go back to the Super Bowl since I want to say the Seahawks in 2013, 2014. So it's gonna be very difficult. But I think you guys have the team. Obviously, the Rams made some moves. Getting Stafford, I think that was a good move for them. They obviously want to win now. Did they give up a lot? Yeah, but I don't really know about what Detroit's going to do with their assets. You haven't really seen them make the greatest moves in terms of acquiring guys. So, and then when they get guys, they retire early, like Calvin and Barry Sanders. So, I think it's different with them. So, it's going to be interesting with them with another regime. But I think you guys are going to be right there for sure. Obviously, like you guys said, the Saints, what direction they're going to go in. Obviously, Breeze is going to make his decision, I think, this week coming up. So I think either way, the Bucks are going to be right there. So, Tom is Tom. As long as you keep a couple weapons around him, 2 or 3 guys, I think Gronk will come back. Where else is he going to play? He said he's going to play.
I mean, if you think about it, Gronk's going to take sponsorships and anything. You don't have to pay him nothing. You can give him like a GoDaddy sponsor. You can give him
Gronk said he would never catch a pass from anybody other than.
You give Gronk a sponsorship in Tampa. It's like you give him a Mons sponsorship, and he's going to be cool with it. You know, like if any of y'all have been in Tampa before, the Mons is the big thing. You give him a Mons, it's a strip club.
What's a Mons? Oh, okay.
Real quick.
One of 8,000.
You give him a Mons sponsorship, and like Gronk's like, I'm there, bro. Like he's I'm there.
Corey has to run. Corey, thank you for joining us. I very much appreciate you being on the stream. I love you, man. Anything you want to plug? All the amazing player props you cashed for me this last week?
No, just follow me on CMoney52. Make sure you check out our podcast, the Bets on Rap podcast, on the weekends. We'll try to hit one of these power fives one of these days too.
When we hit it, Corey, when we hit it, man, our mortgages are paid, bro.
All right, guys.
All right, see you, bro.
All right, Garrett, be the devil advocate.
All right, I'm going to circle back to like 2 things, and then I'll address the question. Number
Carson
one,
Wentz on the Bears. I am slowly getting sucked into believing that's a good idea. So give me a week and I'll probably be able to argue for it.
Yes.
But number 2.
Pretend I'm the evil Kermit in the hood. Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to play Wentz twice.
I love the idea of Foles getting traded back to Philly too. That makes me laugh.
That's the most disrespectful trade of all time, by the way.
Yo,
Of
if the
all
Eagles
time.
accept that, that's insane.
No, it's stupid on the Bears' part, personally. Why?
Because Foles
Why?
is worthless.
So is Wentz. So I don't understand what the
Caleb,
fuck
if you think Foles is better than Wentz, then there's then
I don't
you are
think he's better than Wentz, but
you're misappreciating Brady on your team.
it's an even trade, ultimately, that is. But I mean, back to the talk of the town. So
Yo,
Okay,
that's why Caleb traded Chase Edmonds for Cam Akers. All right, next.
I mean, my
MVP
second
talk.
team is the Bears.
I missed the question when it was going. Mark asked who should be MVP if it wasn't Brady. Fournette, Gronk, Davis, or that linebacker number 54 that shut down the middle of the
Devin
field.
White,
all
baby.
game.
Devin
Well,
White.
no,
Any of those
54
four would have
54 is
been-
Levante David.
Okay.
Is he? What is Devin White? 50,
45.
45.
Devin White's
That's right.
45. Hold on. Devin White's 45. But can we give some love to Gronk? Gronk, was retired. He came back, and not only he had his games where he disappeared, but you guys got to remember he hadn't played for a while. And I don't know about you guys, but like playing in the NFL, it's a different level of athleticism.
You would know.
For Brady to come, Brady and Gronk's chemistry came through on this game, and you could tell because as soon as Gronk saw that his original route wasn't going to work, he flipped it, turned around, looked at Brady, and Brady already knew where he was going to be. So, look, at the end of the day, Gronk and Brady's chemistry is what ultimately led to some easy points on this game. So,
Yeah,
Connie,
go ahead, Garrett.
Yeah.
Hold on, Garrett. We didn't let Garrett.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and Gronk definitely he was throwing defensive tackles around like they were in kindergarten. Just his blocking was amazing this game too. So he'd probably be my number one for MVP. Yep. And then on the next question, I haven't watched the NBA since Jordan won an NBA championship, and I know the Knicks have been rebuilding for 30 years.
Oh, bro, Yo, CJ, I'm not gonna let no Knicks slander come on this chat. Julian Prando putting up work.
It's just facts, man. I'm not trying to be slanderous, but they have been
Hey,
rebuilding
how
for 30 years.
Garrett,
Right.
thanks for coming on, Garrett. I appreciate you, bro.
It's less of a rebuild, more of just purgatory at this point.
Hey, how about that Knicks rookie? How about that Knicks point guard rookie? Was it Emmanuel Quickly?
Yeah, big fan.
They're about to stunt his growth nice and great. Just how Tibbs does it. He says, 45 minutes to each starter. Oh, Derrick Rose on the open market. Let me bring this young buck in so we can help quickly.
Hurting, man.
Snapple fact, bro.
This isn't.
Wait, hold on, Connie. What kind of Snapple is that? That one looks fire.
This isn't NBA. This isn't NBA talk.
Yeah.
Is that watermelon lemonade?
Tampa Bay running it back.
Wait, time out. Is that watermelon lemonade?
Yes, let me put you on. Listen, let me tell you my Snapple fact too. Tom Brady's a goat, bitches. Just want to say that.
Yo, there's maybe one person on this chat that doesn't believe that. Come on, man. Don't do that.
Well, I also want to.
By the way, if anybody's
Shout out my guy Nick. He said, "Fuck
Snapple, fuck that."
Fuck Snapple.
Oh, shout out Nick.
Connie, get your nan head ass Snapple out of here.
But Alex, I will come to California and smack glasses
No,
off.
you won't. You can't afford it.
I invested in Doge too.
low.
I invested in Doge
Connie.
too. Calm down.
Connie. All right, everybody, just real quick. Anthony Conover, myself, and Corey are going to be writing a book about Brady. Stay tuned for that because Connie's going to be throwing Brady on that book, but it's going to be a great book.
Hey, I got a title for the book. You guys, are you guys shopping ideas?
I already had the title, but what's your thought?
No.
Tom Brady and the players that made him the GOAT.
So what'd you say, Caleb? I missed it.
But Tampa Bay running it back. They're going to be strong, obviously. Despite my adamant argument that Tom Brady is not the GOAT, he is still a great quarterback, one of the best to play the game. And
Gary, if you don't mind me asking, I was going to say I haven't heard today who is the GOAT.
Listen.
No, we're letting him talk. We're asking him a question. He's saying he's not the GOAT. So I'm just curious. I'm just curious who is. I'm not even coming at him at all. I'm seriously just curious to who he thinks the GOAT is.
Walter Payton.
I'm gonna have to put an Eddie Jackson level project on this, which I'm still working on, and that article will be dropping eventually. Off the top of my head, I would, as far as pure quarterback, I would put Montana, Marino, Rodgers.
So you're talking about from like a talent perspective?
Yeah, great QBs. I mean, you can't argue his success. He's obviously the most successful QB, but I don't think that makes him the greatest QB to ever play.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt that he's the most accomplished football player of all time, no matter how you feel about him. So
but I just because you look at Rodgers.
Yo, CJ, Connie, look at this real quick. Just look at what Josh said.
Yeah, Eli Manning. No, get the fuck out.
Yo, Connie and CJ just peed their pants right now on air.
Yeah, not a Hall of Famer.
Garrett said,
wait, did you just say not a Hall of Famer, CJ, for Eli Manning after 2 rings?
Not a Hall of Famer.
Really?
Wait a second.
Take away.
Garrett just said no. Get the fuck out of here.
No, not Eli. You could put Peyton in that discussion, but not Eli.
I didn't get a chance to say, bro. This is
Garrett, I don't think I realized Garrett just sat there and said no, stop, get the fuck out of here. Like, Garrett just,
no.
Listen, this is what I had to say before that I didn't get a chance to say, and I wish Corey was still on. But with me being a Bucs fan, not a Patriots fan, if me not being a Patriots fan meant that I had to suck off Cam Newton like Corey and Josh did all year, then you're damn right I'm not a Patriots fan because Cam Newton sucks.
We'll clip that. We'll clip that.
What the hell, Connie? You'll suck off Tom Brady. You ain't got no time for Cam.
But how is the man wrong?
Well,
Tell me that. How is the man wrong?
Because Tom is actually good.
No, I'm saying you're right. I'm saying you're right. How is Connie wrong?
Don't agree with Taylor. He just started sucking off Brady. He just started.
That's
Don't let
fine.
him ruin your work.
That's fine. But like it's proven now. It's been proven. You don't need.
It's proven because he fell on your team. That's why.
No, it's proven because
How is it proven? The only reason he was even in the game is because his defense covered his 3 interceptions that gave up no points.
All right, while y'all go on that point, I'll be right back.
All right, so Bill Belichick.
Who scored?
So Bill Belichick wasn't able to build his team around Cam Newton the way he was able to.
Bill Belichick didn't have his defense because they all opted out.
That's fine, but okay, that's fine.
That's an unfair statement. The Patriots lost everybody.
How is that an unfair statement? How is that an unfair statement when you got all the money in the world to be able to spend on players that are able to spend?
I'm begging you, Caleb. I'm begging you. Caleb, I'm begging you. Hold on, I'm begging you.
Go ahead, talk, because there's no debate here when it comes.
Did you?
No, you're right. There's no debate here. I know what you're gonna say, but there's no debate here in terms of Brady or Belichick. You take Brady every single time because you can build around Brady. You can't build around a head coach because ultimately the player has to go out there and do it.
Belichick won Super Bowls with half the payroll Tampa did. Tampa had Brady, yes, but they also had 3 of the top 15 receivers in the league, 2 of the best tight ends,
Please tell me what payroll Tampa had to go off of. They signed all these guys to minimum fucking contracts.
Right. Nah, but I mean, yeah. Bill did win.
Let's CJ talk. Hey, let's CJ talk. He's got a good point.
Nah, Bill did win with scraps.
Chill.
Bill did win with scraps, but ultimately that's one of the reasons why Brady left. As he got older, you got to put some weapons around him. You can't carry the team for 21 years. And at the end of the day, like to me, it was always Brady, just because again, he's the quarterback. He's out there making the plays, like you guys said. But Bill played a play. Of course, he played a factor as well. But it's tough, obviously, being a Pats fan. But I just think that Brady, it was always Brady for me. Just again, like I talked about when I reacted to the game. There were no weapons last year. Cam didn't have any weapons this year, for sure. I mean, N'Keal Harry, It's looking like a bust right now for sure, especially after seeing guys like AJ Brown and Metcalf go off.
My ASU guy.
It's
Can I
tough.
just say one thing?
It's tough, man.
Let me just say one quick thing. Caleb, you know I love you, right?
I know.
Caleb, I didn't know you were a Bucks fan until this year.
I mean,
Caleb, I didn't know you were a Bucks fan until this year. I swear to God.
Why do I need
You didn't
to
make it clear at all. I was like,
why do I need to rep my team? I had the jersey.
I don't know.
Why do
Maybe
I
because
need
your
to-
Twitter should be saying, "Yo, let's go." Whatever my
Bro,
team is.
bro,
Even Connie was repping in the past.
I rock my Cowboys beanie all year. You guys know
I mean,
that.
y'all can hate all y'all want to. That's fine. That's fine. That's
No.
fine. But
Caleb, I'm not hating. Caleb, I'm not hating. I'm just saying I had no idea you were a Bucks fan.
I'm sitting here like this. I'm sitting here like this right now because I got nothing to say.
Yo, Caleb,
Yeah,
that jersey was from this year.
Can I bring up a good conversation? So I know that we're going to discuss him being the greatest of all time, of course. Well, I want to talk the greatest of all time athlete when it comes to sports, all sports. So at this point, the only options, in my opinion, would be currently, obviously, Tom Brady with his accomplishments. You could look at Michael. You could look at Michael Phelps, although it's an individual sport and it's a lot less external factors. It counts. And then I would say Serena Williams would probably be the other person that I can put up there on that Mount Rushmore. Are there other names? Are there other names that you guys feel besides those three before we deem a winner at the we don't have to go in about who cutthroat between, but are there other names that you think are still in that conversation? Is Tiger Woods there? Are there other people that you think are there?
I mean, start with Matt. Start with Matt.
Yeah, let me hear Matt. Yeah.
Ooh, who do I think is up in the Mount Rushmore?
Let me guess. Rogers.
No.
Only got one ring. You only got one ring, Alex. How are you gonna put a dude with one ring up in the Mount Rushmore? Like I may be a fan, but
yo, Matt, I love you, man. But like, I could have been like,
No,
yo, who
look,
makes the
dude,
best?
that's
I could have been like, I could have been like, yo, who makes the best nachos? And then like Matt would have been like, yo, Aaron Rodgers makes the top two nachos.
Jesus.
No, let him talk because he's being honest. He's being honest right now. He's saying that Aaron Rodgers isn't in that conversation because he's only got one ring, so you can't put him in that conversation. So Matt's not going to sit there and be, full of shit.
I wouldn't say full of shit. I say full homer. I would consider
right.
Facts, right
Well,
there.
I mean,
Read that
facts,
and I love it.
I mean, same thing, but who do you put there?
Who do I put in the Mount Rushmore? I mean, the three were mentioned that they were great. I'd have to put probably, Tiger Woods up there, all the accomplishments that he had in the golf world, just essentially changed the game and in a way made it popular.
That's all outside shit put away, right?
Yeah, just the accomplishments as an athlete.
All outside stuff put away, like Josh mentioned, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, they could all be considered up there. But I feel like the way how Tiger Woods changed the game of golf, it's just something tremendous. And then even through all the off the field struggles that he had, to then come back and win a Masters again, that in itself is impressive.
So that's interesting because I think everyone's going to look at it a little bit differently. You're looking at it with the narratives there too, not all the external troubles, but with context, not just statistics.
I mean, they're definitely. I mean, him coming back at that age and doing what he was able to do.
Sure. No, of course. I'm just saying. I know people are going to be looking at it differently, and I think, for example, you saying Tiger Woods changed the sport as a whole might mean more than X championships at a certain level on a different kind of sport because there's so many more majors, there's so many more things going on year round for golf. So it's different than saying, did they win the big dance every single year at Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, but he did. He went.
No. I'm saying it's a great point. Yeah. I think it's a solid 4 so far that we've had.
All right, Matt. Keep going. Who do you got in your Mount Rushmore?
Ooh,
you got Tiger Woods.
In my Mount Rushmore of sports, definitely Tiger Woods up there. Oh man, this is actually tough. I didn't really think of this.
It is a hard one. It is a hard thing to be able to put 4 guys up there.
I think you got to put Brady up there just because he's 100%. Won seven rings. Like that in itself is impressive. He has the most rings out of all the NFL.
He has more than he has more than anybody. more than
No,
anybody. In
if
any
he stayed at
profession.
6, he would have been a conversation. Him having 7 more than any team puts him on a whole nother level. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
I would. I'd put Brady. I'd put Tiger Woods. I like that Josh mentioned Michael Phelps. I'd have to put Michael Phelps up there as well. I mean, out of the 27 medals that he
great
won, 23 of them
run.
being gold. Like, damn, that's
Disgusting.
impressive.
That's like CJ on Temple Run.
It's just a little it's just a little bit different because of the fact that it's not a team sport, but you can't take away from those accolades. Like he plays the
great.
sport, he plays the sport that he
great.
plays. You know,
No,
and
great point, Harry.
Yeah.
You have to respect what he did.
right. He plays the sport he plays, and he can't do anything differently. So what he did,
And
he was the best at.
not only that, but he whooped ass at it. Like he fucking
by far.
whooped ass at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
By far.
you think
And
about
then-
swimming, you think about
Can I
Michael
say the
Phelps.
only thing that makes
For
it
sure.
different for me?
Oh, who's
Go ahead. Who's your last one?
And
Matt?
my
Who's your last
fourth-
one?
Finish it off.
And my fourth person that I'd have, it's a toss up, but I would go with Serena Williams at number 4.
I like that.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
had
toss.
such
In
a
my opinion,
phenomenal
it's a
career.
toss
Good
up.
man.
It's a toss up between Serena Williams or Kobe Bryant. In my opinion, either one of those, I feel like you could put in the Mount Rushmore just because of the impact, one, that they had on the sport, and two, as a franchise. Like
Okay.
just from that as a whole. So those are my
Matt.
4. What?
Matt, if you had any idea how much Kobe had an effect on me taking a shot on double, triple fucking coverage of like 2 people coming up on me, that's all Kobe. I wouldn't have taken that shot before that. No,
Yeah,
that's
you
Kobe,
would
man.
you would have yelled Kobe when you're
Yeah,
throwing the piece of paper
I
in the
was like,
trash can
"Kobe!"
too. Yeah.
I mean, that's
Kobe.
that's such a respectful like Mount Rushmore that you can't even fight against it because
Hey,
like you could
100%.
say that there's multiple people that could take that place for Kobe, but at the end of the day, like you can't just based off of what he was able to do as a killer. As a guy who just went out there and just was like, it's mine.
as you would say.
Yo, Connie
No,
is
no,
trying
no,
so
no.
hard with his hair. Look at him.
Not like that. but,
Hey,
like,
Hey, Caleb, that's why
Yo,
they call
kill a
me
young
Wise
blood,
Cheese.
kill a young blood, kill a
Hey,
young blood.
that's why they call me Wise Cheese. All I do is
all
spit.
right. So let's go around here. And Garrett, who do you got?
Rex
got-
Grossman, Peanut Tillman.
He got
Eddie
to put
Jackson.
Joe Madden for
Jackson.
the 108-year curse. He got to put Joe Madden up there.
The only new one I would put into the mix is Michael
Tim
Jordan.
Anderson.
Sorry, one more time.
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Okay.
And not only did he back-to-back three-peat, in the middle there, he went out and played in Major League Baseball and got up to the AAA level. I mean, I understand he wasn't great, but even just to get on the field in an entirely different sport.
Impressive. 100%.
I mean, so I think you
For
got to
sure.
put Jordan in there with the baseball thing.
Because we did say greatest athlete of all time. It wasn't necessarily greatest at their sport, even though that could be obviously. How many athletes play another sport? Not a lot. Yeah, that's
Right.
obviously
Dominant.
something you could take
Dominant.
into
But
consideration.
I mean,
for sure.
but also at the top of that, you got to be dominant. You're
Yo, Caleb,
dominant.
I can't wait to
Yep.
drink with you, bro.
Dude, I
We're
can't
gonna
wait.
die.
I can't wait
Yo,
till we
Caleb,
just tear
Caleb,
up
we're
the
gonna
town.
die. I just want you to know we're gonna die. We're gonna
Every-
die.
every
I'm gonna push you to your limits, and you're gonna push me to mine.
Every time
Hey,
I do keeping it blunt with Caleb, I'm like, I'm gonna
Hey,
kill this kid.
hey,
I'm gonna
hey,
And
kill
the
yo,
him.
song in the background will be Bad
Yo,
Boys
hey.
for Life.
Real quick, y'all, I just realized this. Like, Iowa is a central location for everybody. We could go tear the fuck out of Des Moines.
It'll be
Yo,
cheap.
I'm pulling up to
Dude, it'll be
Des Moines, bro.
an Airbnb and drinks in Iowa are gonna be so
Listen,
cheap
bro.
for us. Let's do it. Let's do
You
it.
got-
Yo,
me a
Connie,
bar-
CJ,
you got me a
Connie, CJ, I
bonfire
need
and,
y'all to
like,
get on the
middle of
same
nowhere.
flight. Like I'll pay for the flight. Let's go.
Yo,
Go to Des Moines.
Hey, I'll go.
All
Oh,
right, all right.
but you won't pay for my flight. I see.
All right, so
Yo, Perry, I see you get money.
Garrett, is that your
Caleb got
only?
CEO
Is that your only? Garrett, is that your only disagreement there in Matt's top 4 and in the Mount Rushmore?
Caleb, can
Yeah,
you
I
respect
think
Garrett's
you gotta
Obi-Wan
put-
Kenobi outfit right now, please?
I love that.
No, I love it. It's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, please respect it, because he's gonna save the universe right now.
Fucking right, I am. I'm
I'm
going to
not
rescue the
afraid. I'm not
universe from all these morons that think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever stepped on the field.
Oh.
We're talking greatest athlete.
I'm so glad I'm on the stream. I'm so glad I'm on the
I
stream.
know. I mean,
Y'all are welcome. I showed up.
I'm about to bring a lightsaber out and just cut my Mac in half.
That's why Kerry doesn't have. Hey, that's why Caleb doesn't have nice things because he's just gonna break them.
But I like having Brady up there. I like having Serena up there, and Tiger Woods definitely because I mean he changed golf.
No, I think so far we have a really good list of like 8 so far. 8 people.
Oh shit! We got generational sports in a building. Once it loads, come on, Josh.
All right, hold on. Go around. Keep going around. So we'll go to CJ right now. While Josh loads.
CJ,
Wait,
CJ.
Oh yikes, Caleb.
Yo, Caleb, what the fuck, bro?
Star of the show.
Hey,
I know,
y'all wanted to
seriously,
put
Caleb,
the good-looking guy on the fat screen.
No, that's why I wanted.
What's up, bro?
It's good, bro.
All right, CJ, Mount Rushmore.
I'm gonna go with Jordan, Brady,
Earl Payton. Alfred Payton.
Alf-
Alfred Payton?
Nah, man.
Nah, dude, he put Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley up there.
Nah, never that.
Come on, Alex Valdez from GCU.
Hey, James Dolan.
I think definitely not. I got Jordan, Brady.
Pat Riley.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say Tiger, definitely Tiger for sure. And I'm gonna go Ali. I'm gonna go Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
Another name. Let's go.
PJ,
Let's
I love
go.
that, bro. I love
Let's
that,
go.
honestly.
absolutely love
How did we forget Ali?
No, we didn't forget it. We just had to wait
That's a
for
lot. That's a
CJ.
lot of choices.
Yo.
That's a lot of choices, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
we
gonna
didn't
tell
forget.
CJ. I'm gonna tell CJ what I told Corey. He just drops gems. I'm just picking him up.
So I got one for you guys that we haven't mentioned. Wayne Gretzky. What do you think?
For sure. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
you know
up
what?
there.
Honestly, I respect
Definitely
that.
up there.
I respect that.
Definitely
100%.
Definitely up there, but that's the thing. You got so many goats that you can't necessarily put in a 4-person thing.
No,
You know,
for sure. I'm just interested if there were 4 that particularly stuck out to you. You know.
All right. Huge shout
no,
out
he's
to
definitely up
Josh.
there. He's definitely up there.
Huge shout out to Josh for jumping on. I'm a little sad he didn't have a Steelers jersey behind him, but I respect the Newton and the Knox. Yeah.
Johnny Knox.
All right, Perry.
Johnny Knox.
Perry, you're
All right,
up.
Josh. Now tell me why Teddy Bridgewater, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Christian McCaffrey are on your list.
Well, Teddy would be like on my Mount Rushmore of worst players I've ever seen. He'd be on that list before he's on this one. But my Mount Rushmore, it'd probably be very different from you guys because I didn't get to see Jordan or a lot of these guys do what they do. I'd go definitely Brady, and I personally have LeBron on there just because he's
100%.
been my go.
100%.
And then I have Michael Phelps up there. And then, like you guys said, Gretzky, just because of the records he has. I mean, his records are just going to be unbreakable.
Yo,
so I feel like he has to.
100%. Yo,
Yeah.
Perry, great job for highlighting Gretzky because I'm disappointed that I didn't remember Gretzky. I'm glad that you did because you know what, he needs representation on this list.
I have a question for you, Alex. I know you're a soccer guy, or at least have interest in it. Is there anyone that's ever played soccer or football that you think would enter this list, like Pele or Messi or anything like that?
There's only 2 that you can put on that list, and they're 2
Honestly,
that are continuing to play right now.
Because you got Pele, you got Pele too, right?
I mean, you
to me
could, but
is
their
on a
records,
different level.
their records have been broken, and they're by players.
Caleb, it's a little different because Pele, to me, like what he did with his situation financially, what he was able to do, bringing himself up, like as somebody whose parents came from another country and came to the United States, and like I'm doing what I'm doing, like that's just a testament to like that Pele energy, which is why I kind of have a little bit of a.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't love Pele.
No. I believe me, I'm not saying anything negative.
The 2 best soccer players ever to live on this earth are playing right now.
No, Ronaldo and Messi to me are like
exactly.
Ronaldo is the
2 best
definition. Ronaldo is the definition of finesse, and like Messi to me is one of the most tactical footballers out there because of the way he maneuvers the ball through.
I just don't think you can place them on the list of these players until I don't know, not until anything, but I'm saying until as an aspect of being able to be on a global scale. Like these guys have all accomplished something, even though it's been, mainly United States, but it's reached a global
Caleb,
scale.
I will tell you in terms of global scale. So as
No,
as
I know
you all
soccer. I know
no,
soccer.
this isn't even soccer. This actually isn't even soccer. So, CJ, Connie. So as you know, my multiple conversations with Corey over the last year, I don't know if you guys realize this, but there is a Patriots bar in Perth, Australia, like where there's a giant memorial to Tom Brady. So I want y'all to know, like, Tom Brady is not just an American hero. Like, he is out there in Australia, like, leaving a mark on people.
Even to say that, too, like, Kobe Bryant was a god in China, an absolute god.
Right.
He definitely went global.
So, I mean, you can see that. I mean, you can even bring up...
Back to the Mount Rushmore real quick.
Yeah.
Back to the Mount Rushmore real quick.
Yeah.
Ooh, we forgot Derek
Do
Jeter.
it for me and Michael. We got it. No. We got it. I have to do it for me and Michael, bro. If you don't mention, like, Willie Mays or Hank Aaron...
Baseball, right?
But
Yeah, I mean, that's
you're right.
valid.
For
Ooh,
sure.
hold on. While we're on the subject of baseball, would you consider Barry Bonds, even though with
No.
all the steroids?
No, absolutely not.
You can't.
Yeah, because you have to look at championships and stuff too, in my opinion,
good
if
point.
we're looking at it that way. So
You can't
I
do
mean,
that.
All right.
So Connie, I have a question for you. Who is your best baseball? No,
Yogi Berra.
who's your best baseball player of all time? All things
Connie
considered.
definitely supports Canseco.
Dude got
Nobody-
laid the fuck out.
Just got laid out.
Nobody can ever
Wait,
support
did
him,
you say-
honestly. Like,
Wait, Perry, you said like baseball of Mount Rushmore or mine in general?
no, just
No. I mean, yeah, because I don't personally think a baseball player reaches the accomplishments that we're saying currently.
Connie.
Although there are some of the best baseball players of all time, I'm curious to who you think is at least the best baseball player of all time, in your opinion. Just curious.
just real quick.
You got to put Derek Jeter in that conversation.
Real quick.
He's had a
Yeah.
lot of success as a
Real
player.
quick.
No, I wouldn't.
Cal
If you
Ripken.
put all
Baseball
around
player.
talent,
Cal
if you
Ripken is an
put all around
iron
talent, it's
motherfucker,
probably
man.
Hank Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that's a
Aaron
pretty
was
solid
voted
choice.
by the players,
Connie, I love
who
that.
were still
Respect that.
living as the greatest player of all time, like the last 70 years, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that answer,
Sure.
honestly. That's a great answer.
So what's your four if you had to pick, Connie?
We're doing
Mount
Rushmore
Rushmore.
now.
Yeah,
you
Mount
said
Brady,
that's around my spot.
Giselle,
Yeah,
baby
I-
Brady,
Mount
baby
Rushmore.
Giselle.
I go Brady. Obviously, I think you put Phelps on there because of the medal.
I
respect
agree.
it.
I agree.
I'm gonna be annoying and support baseball because I feel like I'm the only one that will. So I'll put.
Respect it, bro. I love it. I love it.
I'll put Hank
Yeah.
Aaron on it. You can make the
The
argument
king.
for Willie
King.
Mays instead. And then I think I put Jordan on it because of what he did to globalize basketball as well.
Sure.
He did. He
They
did.
always say Magic and Bird saved it. Jordan globalized it. And changed it. So I would go with Jordan, probably Hank, Brady, and Phelps.
It's pretty good.
So there's
for
also
context, just for context, real quick, as somebody who is a first generation like Mexican in America, like I had like when I was playing like rec league basketball, my cousins were referencing Jordan when I was like telling them about basketball. So to me, that shows the level of what Jordan did in terms of like reaching different cultures, because like for my cousins who don't watch NBA, they don't typically get that. For them to tell me like, oh, did you do that thing like Jordan? Like that to me tells me like Jordan touched so many different cultures by his success and by his work ethic.
Right. And at the
100%.
same time, too, what we don't realize is how much, obviously, it's a lot tougher time with the area of social media with scrutiny and things along those lines. But in regards to blowing up a brand, moving things internationally, all these things, social media wasn't necessarily a thing with Jordan. So to push the Jordan brand, not just on the court, outside of the country, also on the streets with the shoes, with everything that helped the culture and still to this day, without social media and stuff like that, that is the most impressive thing in the world. You have to, from a cultural standpoint, from sports, I'm the biggest Braun guy ever too. You know that, and I'm saying from a cultural standpoint, that guy, he's It's so impressive to do
I
that in
mean,
that era.
That
Michael
kind of
Jordan has not played a
Well, think about
meaningful
it, when
NBA
Jordan
game since
retired, his
1998,
shoes
and they
That's
still
okay.
sell his shoes.
yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah,
I
and
mean,
but the cool thing is that that's not just him on the. It's not just him on the court.
Right to the left.
That's not just him on the court. That shows how transcendent he was as a person. You know what I mean?
Alex, hold on.
So-
Now you're gonna break the shoes. Hold it.
I mean
Oh,
that
yeah.
that can lead
What are you
right
saying?
that can lead right into like my top four. Is that I would say that obviously Serena Williams is probably up there because she just busted open the
Caleb, I
sports
would
world.
own the Serena Williams ones if she had them.
Yo, great.
The
One of the
SW
great,
ones.
one of the greatest of all time, dude. You see how she dominated. She just absolutely
Amazing, bro.
dominated the
Amazing.
sport of tennis. As a woman, to be
Easy
able to
bet.
dominate, to be able to
Even when
not
she was
only
pregnant,
dominate,
she still
not
did.
only to, not even, I don't know.
Yeah, Connie, those are fresh.
Was that UCJ? Was that UCJ who just said that? While she was pregnant, she was able to even
that
still
was
dominate.
That was Josh.
Nah,
That was
Connie
Josh.
said it.
Josh, yeah,
Connie
Josh
and
said
Josh
that.
said
So
it.
like,
I'll tell
like
them
this
said it.
this woman put it all on the line. She's pregnant and still dominating her sport. So like, not only is she a woman, she's doing it at a level that a lot of men, if they were in that situation, they probably would have been like, "Fuck that!" Like I'm out. Like
If Connie had
like,
a tummy
and
ache,
then-
he'd quit.
Yeah.
so
broken
you
down.
automatically put her up there in a sphere of changing the world. Not only
Serena.
not only the United States or anything like that, but changing the world in
So
terms of what she was able to do in a sports aspect. And then on top of Serena, you obviously put I obviously think you put Tiger Woods. Albeit all his other shit aside, just what he was able to do in the time before that and then after the fact was amazing. Coming back and getting back from the scrutiny that he was going through with the media, through the scrutiny he had to go through with his health issues and his back pain, and coming back, winning a huge Masters like he did. And I mean, you guys saw it. Everybody just surrounding him. Y'all saw what it was like. You might not even like golf, but everybody just, at that Masters like 3 years ago, everybody's just surrounding this dude like he's a god because he's a legend.
Yeah.
And that's
Like
who he
When you
is.
start golfing, you start realizing how hard some of those shots.
It's
were.
it's
Like,
insane.
I've golfed and I'm like,
I
yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen the documentary or not called Tiger.
I have.
Yeah, I gotta see that on
How
HBO.
dare
Right?
she? How dare she play the full voicemail?
It's amazing this shit that this man had to he put himself in these situations. Like he put himself in those situations, albeit, but outside of that,
I got you, Connie.
he was able to, go through those hard times that he put himself through and then, overcome that. And that, in my opinion, is, the ultimate sacrifice to be able to push yourself to the limit that that you were able to achieve. And so that was big for me. And, I lost, I didn't lose all respect for Tiger at that moment when he did the things that he did, but like him coming back, it just gained my respect even more because he was able to live that life. So, I mean, a lot of people can say that that's withheld. And then I put Michael Phelps up there. And I know it's another guy who has been kind of under the scrutiny of the media because of what he had to do. And my argument my argument is
smokes.
My argument is this dude smoked weed and he's still fucking blown.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh,
Kidding
why
me?
is
He's
Christian
still blowing
McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and Curtis Samuel on your top four of the Rushmore?
Hey, Josh. Can Curtis Samuel come to Green Bay, please? We need to get Rodgers some help.
This dude is smoking weed and going underwater and smoking fucking people. Like
The best
I can smoke weed. I can smoke weed going on a football field and smoke people. Cool. I'm going underwater, having to hold my breath for periods of time over
Josh
and over.
Gordon is triggered.
And I've got to have the utmost lung capacity to be able to do that, and yet I'm still hitting bongs on the side. Like chill, bro. That's legendary.
For sure.
So
I think
I got Michael Phelps, I got Serena Williams, and I got Tiger Woods. I know two of them are not in the perspective of people's minds
I
that they
respect it, though. I respect it.
No, I mean that's exactly.
But,
Who's the fourth?
And then my fourth, it comes
Garrett
down
from Iowa.
It comes to Michael Jordan. My fourth comes down to Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Tom Brady. And my thing between those three is very difficult to decide because LeBron James is my all-time favorite player. It's hard for me to not put him there, but I'm not. And so I eliminate him first off of that list because he doesn't have the achievements that Michael or Tom Brady have. So
groundbreaking news that a LeBron fan is admitting this.
I'm admitting this right now, and like I love him, and I will
put it in the Rolodex, Alex.
The best basketball.
I'm writing it right now.
I will say he's the best basketball player ever lived. I will live and die by that fact that
you see, Caleb, it's interesting because I think I can't put a basketball player on the Mount Rushmore as a big LeBron fan because just let me finish because the fact that we're still having this argument. Because the fact that that's still, we're not even sure who the GOAT is of basketball, and you'll get that split with football.
Don't nod your head.
But besides Garrett, I have not heard one person that's even came close to say he's not the GOAT. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
it has to be Brady.
I sit here and I say that like LeBron James is the best basketball player in the world ever. You know, that's my stance. Like I understand the Jordan, LeBron, argument and everything like that because Jordan's got the rings. LeBron's got the records.
Caleb, rep your guys, bro.
LeBron's got this. I am. I'm sitting here repping them. I am sitting here saying that. But over time, what Tom Brady has been able to do, not only getting there like LeBron has got there. I mean, Jordan got there, but Jordan had Pippen. Right. So what did Brady have? Nobody.
Brady had James White.
Nobody can sit there. Listen. Nobody can sit there and say, "What did Brady have? What did Brady have?" Nobody can answer that. Nobody can answer that because
I can.
A smoking hot wife.
What do you mean? It did. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Just still begin it popping in the bedroom.
Brady would be my fourth on that. At Mount Rushmore. So I got Serena, I got Tiger Woods, I got Michael Phelps, and I got Tom Brady. Those are the four best players, or the four best, Mount Rushmore people that you could ever put up there.
Last two names I'll throw out that weren't mentioned: Djokovic and Federer, the two heads of male tennis of all time. I don't know.
Great
Federer and Djokovic.
Yeah, but they've been beat. That's the thing. They've been beat in their lifetime.
Brady by Eli Manning.
Don't sleep on Rafa.
They've all been beat. The only thing I'm going to say is this goes right back to the fact that there's such a lively debate for who's the best of all time of that sport for tennis. Same thing with basketball. I can't put someone on the Mount Rushmore until I'm solidified that they're the best person of that sport. Right. And all four of the people that we just said, Brady, in my opinion, of course, everyone's entitled, has to be. Serena Williams, the best female tennis player by all time. No, not even close. Tiger Woods, the most the biggest trailblazer and potentially best golfer of all time. Like I feel like of this sport, there's not really a debate anymore with who's the GOAT of that sport. So now we can move them into who's the GOAT of all time debate. But I'm going to hear the Jordan debates. I'm going to hear the LeBron. I'm a LeBron guy. I hear the Jordan ones. I don't think you could put either of them there because we're still having the debate about them. So that we're not even sure who's the best basketball player of all time.
How about this? If you had to choose somebody,
off of that, who do you go with as your top four?
I mean, I already mentioned off the beginning. It was
Christian, Caleb, and
yeah, exactly. I mean, besides Christian and Alex, it was it's Brady, Tiger, Phelps, Serena Williams. That's it.
I have a new question then, because we're doing every sport basically.
Wait, hold on.
You got to do the
Connie,
I
hold that question real quick.
Yeah, wait.
Real quick. Hold that question real quick. Garrett, why is it Contreras, Bryant, Hayward,
Joe Madden? Don't forget Joe Madden
and Trubisky.
Trubisky because he hasn't shown us it yet, and
he's an MVP. Don't disrespect the MVP.
And the other three is because as much as I love the Cubs, they were not generational defining talent, with the exception of possibly Baez, but that remains to be seen.
Oh, I love Baez.
Well, no, I was gonna say if you, I know a lot of people consider Wayne Gretzky as a great one, but if you had to pick someone else besides Wayne Gretzky, would any of you guys consider Mark Messier the third all-time leading
Sidney
scorer in
Crosby.
points with six Stanley Cups?
I
So
think,
hold on. So
I
you,
think Wayne Gretzky is the first one out of that top four, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, of course.
no, I think Matt. No, I think actually you had a pretty good point there. I mean, the guy's an established champion and stuff, but at the same time, being third all-time points and stuff like that, like you have to. I'm just saying, if you have to compare, who's better, Gretzky or him? Like that, I don't even think you'll get most of them on his side. But the fact that there'd even have to be a debate there wouldn't put him in that.
Where my conversation ends with that is for the simple fact, like, yeah, you can talk about championships, and like we do consider them in debates like this for sure. Now, if you took away all of Gretzky's assists, he still leads the NHL points by like 300.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He's the
Like,
number
no, I
five.
know that.
Gretzky deserves recognition.
I know. I'm just
Bro,
saying if you had to
Gretzky-
include,
Bro, that would be like
Gretzky is
taking away
always
all
Gretzky is
fourth quarter-
always going to be the number 5 guy.
Caleb,
in
you know,
hockey.
Connie didn't grow out his Bieber hair just to be disrespected like that. So Connie, go ahead.
No,
oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just saying if you had to include someone else besides Wayne Gretzky as a great one, would anybody consider Mark Messier
from
besides
hockey?
from hockey or just in
So
general?
no. So the answer is no.
But you
no.
Correct.
You can't. Yeah, you can't put him in the boat because it was back in a time when it wasn't, eligible to. I mean, not eligible, but it wasn't.
Just is he the best hockey player of all time? No. And then we can't. If the answer was yes, then we have to then move into the okay. Now it's the all sports debate, all
I'm not
leagues,
saying
all
he's-
everything.
I'm saying he's not a great player in his own right. I'm just
There's a
saying
lot of great players.
What Gretzky was able to do, he's able to solidify himself as that number 5 guy. He's right
For
there.
sure.
You ask 100 non-NHL fans to name a hockey player, 98 of them will say Gretzky.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. 100%.
Exactly.
That's the ender. That's the ender right there.
Gretzky's generational.
It's kind of how Alex was mentioning how people would ask if he was doing shit like Jordan. It's the same thing.
Alex, was that you who said he's generational?
I did say
Who
he's
said
generational.
Gretzky was generational? He is a generational hockey player. He got people who didn't love hockey into hockey. And
Caleb, I only bet hockey because of Gretzky. I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that. And listen, I bet a lot of money on hockey, and it's only because Gretzky got me high.
It earned you so much respect as being the best player in your sport ever, and be able to put up these type of numbers and be able to hold these records for that certain amount of time that most likely won't ever be broken. And I mean, that's what Gretzky is. And we are able to acknowledge that as a guy that's up there to be able to end the conversation, but he's not quite there, unfortunately, because that sport wasn't.
Connie wants people to comment on his hair so bad.
Well, and that's kind of my
Matt,
the same argument about the.
Matt, are
Connie,
you
I love you.
Are you the only one that hasn't been able to get to your?
Alex talked about.
I think everyone said
Everybody
Oh,
went.
yeah. I got to my 4.
Everybody went.
You got your 4. Okay.
I think we throw out some great names.
I want to throw
My
one
argument
name.
against
Ooh.
the tennis names though, because like when you said that Jokic name or whatever, I thought you were talking about the NBA guy.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can
Djokovic.
include him in a Mount
Djokovic.
Rushmore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, absolutely. That's why I just brought up names and then said
Yeah.
if we're still having to have that debate between who's even a better tennis player between them, that means they
Right.
haven't solidified themselves enough to be at the upper echelon of that sport.
Exactly.
Meaning we cannot bring
Why,
them into this
why
conversation.
have we not?
I'm
why
saying
have we
I
not
didn't know
brought
he
up-
was a tennis player, so I don't
Why
think
ha-
you could put him in the discussion.
Why
I agree
haven't
with
we
you
brought up
completely.
Josh Linares in terms of the Jersey goat? Because every time he
Ooh,
does generational
he
sports,
is a
got-
Jersey
I
goat.
see a
He's-
different jersey.
He's got some
behind him.
fire.
Because
jerseys.
there's no debate. That's why. It's just because there's no debate. So we've just all accepted
Yeah,
it.
there's no debate.
CJ,
This man's
CJ.
got the Vikings
Wait,
Favre jersey. Like,
Hey,
CJ,
all
why-
I
CJ,
want
why
y'all
is
to
your
know-
top 4 Alfred
all I
Payton,
want y'all to
RJ
know-
Barrett, Julius Randle, and Derrick Rose? Tell me why.
Yo,
Nah,
Alex,
it's not.
why is yours AB,
not, man.
Le'Veon, Big Ben, and Troy Polamalu?
I have,
Sure.
I
I
have
love
one-
all them, bro. I love all them. Don't make me
Dude,
choose.
Palomalu
I'm-
was legit.
Yo, Cody. Like I know a lot of people are like making jokes like, "Oh,
That's
Steelers
like
fans are
asking.
pressed."
That's like asking me, Jameis Winston, Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James, or like some fucking other
Connie,
random Deion
Connie, I
Sanders.
want-
Like, what am
Connie,
I
I want-
supposed to do? How am I supposed to answer that question?
Connie, I want you to know, as a Steelers fan, not only am I happy that AB got a ring, I'm happy that Bruce Arians got a ring because those were two guys that were tied to Steelers football. And you know what? If they didn't get it with us, I'm glad they got it somewhere else because you know what? Like I respect the fuck out of them.
Well, was Bruce Arians a part of Super Bowl 43?
No, but
he wasn't.
No, he was on the Colts, right? At that time,
he was on the Colts at that point. But you know what? Bruce Arians was a Steeler one, so you know what? If he gets a ring on this one, I 100% respect it because you know what? Once a Steeler, always a Steeler in my book.
Totally off topic, but I want to say
saying
one
this
thing.
because he picks up discounts towards the Steelers right now.
Hey, real quick, Caleb wants
Connie,
out,
if you
so
want to
let
get
him
off
plug.
the book, just let me know.
Hey, Caleb has to dip, so let him plug his shit quick.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all y'all. It was fun tonight. Super pumped about my Bucks, winning Super Bowl.
Caleb has to go throw up.
Nah, I'm not.
He's got to go drink some more. The night's just begun for him.
Yeah, I got some other things to participate.
He's got some championship gear to purchase.
Yeah.
And he's got parade tickels to attend because they're going to have a parade tomorrow.
You guys are ruining. You guys are ruining my parade out here. So I'll just go ahead and head out while I'm here. But yeah, you guys, if you enjoyed tonight, follow me at CHS Noel. I got a show with Perry down there on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Awesome stuff. Right before that, I got a show at 8 p.m. Eastern time called Saturday Standouts with one of Matt's good boys who he does Title Town with, Sam Deering, called Saturday Standouts. It's an awesome thing. So you guys tune into that as well. Other than that, follow at Unwrap Sports, man. We're teaming up with a great company called Rum Boys that we are just partnering with right now. We've got a Patreon going right now, so I want y'all to show love to that as well before I go ahead and log off. Y'all can go ahead and plug that later on, but I appreciate Josh. I appreciate Alex. I appreciate CJ. I appreciate my boy Perry. Appreciate Spice Cheese. I appreciate Anthony Conover, who is one of my least favorite people ever on the network. And I also
come on, you gotta respect the king. You may say some dumb shit, but you gotta love it.
I also appreciate, Garrett from Iowa. His team's been on a downfall right now. He's been to me money. Out to all these guys that are on live right now. All these guys create great content that you guys should definitely tune into, and I love each and every single one of them. So y'all tune into every single one of their shows. Hit us up on YouTube. Hit us up on Facebook, and I'm gonna go ahead and now, boys. Y'all go ahead and carry it from here on out.
Later, man.
Will do.
I got a name that I'm seeing on a list right here. Someone posted a name that we left out. What about Simone Biles?
Ooh,
sure, yeah.
Greatest Olympian of all time, gymnastics wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's another name we forgot too.
I got one more just because I don't think
Josh.
it can be overlooked that he's never lost Mayweather.
Mayweather?
Hey.
I like that name. I like it.
I'm gonna just let y'all know because of Mayweather, Mayweather
John
paid for a
Jones.
majority of my college textbooks because of bets. Shout out to Mayweather.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
It's a good one, Josh. I like that a lot.
Bro,
I know this is totally off like the
out there too, bro.
I was totally off like the NFL topic, but I want to shout out Trevor Bauer for coming to the defending world champion Los Angeles Dodgers. I just want to say, hey, Connie, I want to say,
did y'all watch the Super Bowl? Hey, did you guys see the Super Bowl?
I did.
Have we talked about the Super Bowl yet?
Yes.
Guys. Can we give a shout out to Eli Manning, who also won me textbook money for beating Tom Brady the GOAT?
Twice.
Oh, no one won
Twice.
me textbook. No one ever won me
And
textbook.
I do want to say, Connie, a proud host.
Shove it up your ass.
No, I do.
Connie, I'm gonna take all your credit.
I do want to say, Connie, a great host on Backstop Banner. But I will say I was right about the Mets. The Mets were going to find a way to screw things up, even with Steve Cohen, and they didn't land Springer or Bauer.
No,
I just want to say I was right. I will say I was right. I said that was going to happen, and it didn't.
Put that in the
I'm
Rolodex
just
that the
saying.
Mets have screwed up, so we can bring it back out when they're winning the division.
The Mets are back.
Listen, I'm
Let's
just
just
saying.
say that.
You
How?
better hope for last year's Trevor Bauer and not the year before.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
worry. We
just-
chilling. We chilling.
Yo,
If
we
the
gotta
Yankees
say-
signed Trevor Bauer, Connie would be like, "Yo, Cy Young twice."
It's just the rich getting richer because we'd be having the conversation right now. If Bauer never signed, they would be the World Series favorites, and there isn't too much debate there. And then you add the reigning Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah.
So even if he played even if he played at half, if he was just a Cy, not Cy Young anymore, just Cy. He's just a fucking Cy. He lost the Young.
No
We
salary
still just got fucking
I also
better.
want to say the Dodgers are one of the first teams in MLB history to have 3 Cy Young winners: Clayton Kershaw, David Price, Trevor Bauer, and 3 MVPs.
and David Price is coming back this year.
Three MVPs: Kershaw, Betts, Bellinger, all on the same roster. I'm telling you right now. I may
That's
be knocking
crazy.
on wood, but to repeat as champions,
Yo, it feels so good.
it looks
porn.
very realistic.
That was porn right there. That was fucking porn.
I was Perry. I was so excited when I saw Bauer. I saw he was down to 2 teams, like Dodgers or Mets. I'm just like, all right, Bauer. And Bueller spoke into existence. I'm just like, all right. If we find a way to get Bauer, I'm gonna love it.
Come to the promised land, baby. That's it.
Hey, the city of LA is doing good right now. Lakers won a chip, Dodgers won a chip, and the Dodgers got Trevor Bauer. We looking good. Lakers still doing good. Things are looking great.
Yeah, Bauer's Cy Young
Rams
is an asterisk. He stole it.
Rams are looking good too with Stafford to come in. They went to the Super Bowl literally 2 years ago with Jared Goff and a worse
That is
defense.
true.
And a worse defense.
Hey, Chargers with Herbert on the rise.
Yeah,
on the rise, sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Contending now.
On the rise for second place in the AFC West.
Yeah, on the rise, maybe.
Yeah, Herbert's gonna get a Sherbert like
Ooh,
endorsement deal.
Did Justin Jefferson get robbed of Offensive Rookie of the Year? I want to hear
Nah,
that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hell no.
No, but TJ
Watt got robbed Defensive Player of the Year. I think so.
That's a good debate.
But it's also really tough to say, like, Aaron.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, say it again, Josh.
Nah, bro.
It's really tough to say Aaron Donald wasn't the best defensive player in football this year.
Well, it's tough.
Aaron Donald was double teamed 70% of
Right,
the time.
so-
Like,
something
he
Chris-
still put up numbers.
Something that Christian makes very apparent, and as a lot of you know, playing D line is obviously a totally different game than being able to come off the edge every single time. But at that point, how much context goes into stats and this and that and external factors. So you have so many things that weigh into voting. Plus, it's 50 sports writers, so it's not. It's not always the, I would say, most reliable 50. It's not. They might have a different lens than. It's because I know Christian thought it was former players for a little bit, and I'm sure some of them are. But some of them might not know the game as well. And with that being said, they're picked that 50 for a reason. So I mean, it's a good debate. It's a really good debate.
Yeah, I feel like TJ should have got. I mean, obviously Donald, they were the number one defense, best player on the number one defense. I get it.
Sure.
That was a great player, but 3 technique to be dominant like that. But I think TJ had a good season too.
Yeah, great season.
So yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't have been mad. I would have been mad if I'm not mad that Donald got it, but I just felt like TJ. That would have been pretty cool. Both brothers winning defensive player of the year. I don't even think that's ever happened. So that would have been pretty crazy.
For sure.
I mean, if TJ would have won it, I would have been able to justify it, but I could justify Aaron Donald earning that Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, he's been on a run the last 4 years, and being dominant at that position, that should take some context because, when you're running at the edge, speed is such a crucial factor, and TJ Watt definitely has that. I think Aaron Donald just slightly edges over him for me, and that's even me as a Steelers fan. Like, I am leaning towards Donald. I think he deserved it, but I love that TJ Watt came on Twitter and said, I took that personally because all that tells me is that he's going to come even more feisty next year.
Yeah, he's going to play a hell of a season.
Exactly. So to me, that tells me, all right, that motivated him in the right way. I mean, hey, Aaron Donald is playing defensive tackle the way. Hey, Connie, you guys weren't even in play for division. So, the way that Aaron Donald, the way that all these guys are playing their position, Connie, you weren't even mentally aware.
You got 7.
I was alive.
No, you were alive.
He was alive for all 6.
That's all that
No,
matters.
he was alive, but he wasn't mentally. He was shitting his pants for the first 3.
Nah, Connie was definitely cheering the Patriots, man.
Connie
I was
shitting his
alive the
pants
last
for-
time the Bears won a Super Bowl, but I
had
was still
Patriot
shitting in my
diapers,
diapers, so I don't think it counts.
It's the same thing with me and the Cowboys. I was an adolescent.
Connie just stopped shitting in his pants last year, guys. Come on.
No, listen,
I suppose
listen,
if
you
we
never
don't
stop
count
shitting
Super
your
Bowls
pants.
won
You
while
never
Connie was
stop
shitting in his
shitting
pants, we gotta count out the last 6, right, or 7.
Exactly.
Even tonight.
What do you guys think about the
Listen,
QB
everybody
carousel?
has the chart once in a while.
Yo, CJ, you bring up a really good point because Connie, Garrett, Perry, Josh, Spicy Queso. I don't think any of us expected the quarterback position to be so fluid this year with the way that trades are kind of going around, the trade rumors going around.
Yeah.
It is.
I also want everybody to know Rodgers is not going anywhere. Stop buying in the media bullshit.
Rodgers just got traded to the Lions. I just want
He's
to know.
staying. He's staying in Green Bay
Did
at
you
least
see-
2 more years.
Did you
At
guys
least.
see-
At least 2 more
Did you
years.
guys see that teams are contacting the Seahawks about Russell Wilson? Like, let me
Yeah,
tell you
just-
something. Don't
You
do
gotta
that.
shoot your shot.
Yo, shoot your shot 2021, bro.
Yeah, I think waste your time elsewhere. When there's guys like that, they're not going to be
go get
obtainable. They won't be obtainable. I mean, you're right. I mean, there's going to be a lot of guys there. I would love Dak to return this year. Pay the man, but if we don't pay the man this year at the Cowboys, Dak's going to get paid somewhere. You got Fitzmagic that might be the Patriots quarterback or someone like
Deshaun
that.
Watson.
Yeah, you got Watson who might be going somewhere. You got Wentz on the move. You got Foles
Sam
potentially
Darnold?
in the move.
Rodgers
Darnold,
can be a Patriot.
exactly.
Don't forget
Yes.
Josh's boy Teddy Bridgewater.
And you
He's on the
can't.
move, yeah.
He's on the move, yeah.
Hey, could you imagine
Listen,
Cam
I
Newton and Teddy
respect you for
Bridgewater
getting
swap
me into
teams?
this network.
Wait, what? I can't hear you.
Perry, I respect
Connie,
you
why
for
don't
getting
you
me
have
into
a
work,
mic?
Everything you've done for me.
Because you spend it all on Tom Brady Super Bowl 7 merch.
Listen, I'm on my phone. Okay?
Spit it out, Connie.
Listen, I respect you for bringing me into the network, everything like that. You ever say Ryan Fitzpatrick on the Patriots?
Oh,
again,
I just read 2 reports yesterday about it, so that's why I wouldn't bring up that name for
and
no
a
reason.
fun
the way
fact:
good.
if Ryan Fitzpatrick joins the Patriots, he would have played for all 4 teams in the AFC East.
That is
Because
Yeah.
he's played for the
that is-
Bills, he's played for the Jets, he's played for the Dolphins. All
With
he's
that,
just
with
the
that being
Patriots.
said, guys, with the carousel too, we're not even taking in consideration the rookie quarterbacks coming in too. That's gonna like for example, Josh right over there. If for example they went with a guy like Trey Lance or Justin Fields or whoever was that guy
You
there,
didn't want
Well,
Mac Jones so bad.
what happens with Bridgewater then? Is he going to be moved? Is it so? It's not just the
No, no.
dominoes falling right
Oh.
now. There's going to be so many even through the draft.
Wait, Josh, I thought
crazy.
I thought you said Bridgewater would be there for 2 years while he's grooming up Fields, and
He
then
might.
Fields would take over.
He might just start over Bridgewater, depending
He
on.
might. I mean, who knows? I mean, Bridgewater is
Could be wrong.
Bridgewater is a decent quarterback.
Yeah, he's
And-
good. He's good.
Yeah, he's a good gap quarterback. I think we can say it right there. If you want him as a gap quarterback, he's a very, I think he's better than Tyrod Smith Tyrod Taylor.
Taylor, yeah. I
So
think he's better
Tyrod
than
Taylor,
yeah.
and he was the prototypical bridge quarterback for the Browns, the Chargers. They bring him
Bills.
in to go
Oh,
be that, or in the Bills too, to go be the bridge quarterback. So why not have it be Bridgewater? You know, I like that. Why throw Trey Lance or any of those guys just right into the fire? If you can just let him chill, even if that's for what Herbert did this year, not even half the year, part of the year, throwing him in week 1 just doesn't make sense in a lot of situations, you know.
Trubisky's a different QB with a year on the bench.
Needle and see what happens.
Garrett, and I think that's fair. I think that's absolutely fair. A year behind a distinguished veteran who's able to show him the way and not have to learn because some guys can learn the hard way, and that's the best way. They want to just put their hand in the fire and get burned, and then learn to not do that again. But some guys need to be walked through things and be shown things beforehand, and that's their only route to success. I agree with you. I think they did him a disservice by putting him out right away.
And by putting Matt Nagy in charge of him.
Sure.
Okay,
But
so
look at the guy behind me. You know, Mahomes right here. It's use the Mahomes model. Sit him behind Smith and bring him in when it's ready. You know, use the Mahomes model.
And then also have one of the greatest offensive geniuses in Andy Reid with some good offensive coordinators.
So where do you see Wentz going?
Tight ends of all time.
The Bears.
Nah, Indy. I see him going to Indy. I see him reuniting with Frank Reich.
Okay.
Hey,
Nah, it's too late for that, Matt.
Hey, no bullshit here. I will call it right now. Legit, I am balls deep in Bears Twitter. The Wentz deal is done.
I'm sure you are.
It's all but done.
Yeah, I've seen some tweets saying that.
Yeah, it's all but done. It's going to be Wentz for the number 1 pick, Nick Foles, and then either Anthony Miller or Tariq Cohen.
So the fact that it's Foles for Wentz is the most disrespectful thing ever.
That's cold.
Love it.
That's cold.
I tell you, it's done.
I love it.
Hey,
So why
Tuesday at the latest.
Why Cohen and Miller?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Or Miller.
Just Anthony Miller.
Cohen or.
I'm saying, what other, because Robinson is obviously a free agent. So what other skill positions?
Robinson to the Packers, please.
I would say holding on to
Cohen
Anthony Miller would be smarter with Allen Robinson potentially leaving.
Nah. Anthony Miller is a bit.
Well, having Anthony, at least having Anthony Miller and Mooney, at least you have 2 guys with potential.
At least Javon Wims swings on people. That's all I'm gonna say.
He also drops touchdowns in his belly.
He does. But at least he swings.
Yeah. Okay, what about Deshaun?
Deshaun's staying in Houston. Houston is. I feel like Houston is. I'm sorry to interrupt. I feel like
Deshaun's going to be a Packer.
Hey, I saw a wild 4-team trade scenario, and I'd be for it. Shit, give me Deshaun Watson. Our window is open for an extra 5-10 years.
Not happening though.
I think Aaron that you said that.
I think it stays. I think he stays. I don't think he wants to stay. I think they just don't trade him.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he holds out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. I think
I think
he would lose a lot of money. He would lose a lot of money.
I feel like
I don't see him holding out. If you ask me, I see him making a whole thing, realizing that his fate is sealed. There's a new coach at the very least. There's a new GM at the very least. And he realizes that he didn't get what he wanted. And if he's going to, he needs to try and go out there, perform as good as possible to tell the team, tell the team, you need to trade me by the trade deadline. I will put you in a position to win week in and week out. But I'm still not happy here. And if that still doesn't work out, you finish the season, you try it again next offseason. But I think holding out, although he doesn't need the field time, we all know how great Deshaun Watson is. I just don't see it happening. And if he does get traded, I think he'll be somewhere like the Jets.
All right, guys. Well, I'm just
Who's
going to
give up
know
4 draft picks for him?
I got to run. So, Josh, I appreciate you coming on. Matt, I appreciate you coming on. Garrett, thank you for coming on. CJ, thank you for coming on. Perry, thank you for coming on. Connie, thank you for coming on. I got to run. Y'all could hold down the rest of it. I held 2 hours of it at least. So, appreciate y'all. I got to run. I got to get the bag. Connie, go ahead and justify everything. CJ, go ahead and justify everything. Gary, go ahead and tell us how Carson Wentz is going to take out the Super Bowl. Spicy Queso, tell us how. Oh, please.
They won't even get past the Packers. They'll maybe win 1 game, and that's about it.
Yo, Matt, tell me how Aaron Rodgers is going to repeat as MVP. And Josh, tell me why Cam Newton's going to take
I don't want to repeat as MVP. There's an MVP curse. If you win the MVP, you don't win the Super Bowl, and that thing's continued for 11 years. So I don't want to repeat. I want to get to a bowl game next year. I've fallen short 2 straight years in the NFC Championship game. I just want to get over the hump, please.
Yeah, I feel
love you, Alex.
Love you guys. Good night, guys.
So I don't know who has admin control, but whoever does, message in the private chat. Let me know so we can end it up whenever we do get there. I don't personally, but
absolutely not me.
So I think at the end of the day, I think I want to bring up the fact that we were blessed to get through this season with the pandemic going on, everything along those lines. To say I wasn't someone that was spectacle of even making it to the Super Bowl, I would say I'm lying. I definitely was one of those guys that, still don't agree with a lot of the way that they went about things, especially when you see the Dez Bryant situation, the Kevin Durant situation. You still haven't gotten it down. It's still irresponsible, but we're still here. We're still making it happen, and we got through it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. So that's very impressive. Do you guys truly believe that by next season, because this isn't going away right now, I think we're definitely getting more of a handle on things with vaccinations across the country and stuff like that. But I'm going to run with the assumption that it's still going to be here next season. Do you guys see anything changing in regards to how the league runs moving forward? Do you see them changing the draft process to more of a virtual thing, at least for the next year or two, regardless? Do you think that some of the things that happened during the pandemic that were supposed to just be adjustments stay for the long run?
I'll go first here, and I'm not going to deep dive into this because we'll get into topics that we don't cover on Unwrapped Sports if we go too deep into it. But I think
I'm just talking about adjustments they made, virtual drafts, virtual stuff. Or any of these things, do they make sense to just keep them because they were better or more streamlined or something like that?
By next fall, by the time the NFL kicks off, we're going to be back to full stadium capacity, possibly mass, but full-on stadium capacity. It's going to be back to the way it was. And
we're not talking about what the teams are going to do with people. I'm not predicting the pandemic here. What the league did to adjust, virtual pro day, virtual draft, all of these different things, do you see any of that staying for next year?
No. Sorry, when you said anything staying, I thought you were talking about
no. I mean that's going to be that's going to be a state thing, and we'll see how that all goes. But really, I just think the league as a whole, I personally could see them keeping the draft virtual next year again.
Yeah, I could see that
this year. Yeah, I could see. I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could see it being virtual draft this year, especially with it being.
I meant next year too, guys. I'm sorry, but I meant
2022.
Yeah, I meant to a point where this is not necessarily. Is it a necessity at that point? Maybe not.
No, not next year. I feel like for this year, because the draft is only like a month, like two and a half months away in April. I think you do this draft virtual, but I think by the time 2022 draft comes around, everything should be full swing ahead, regular draft at the regular location, whether it be in Vegas, which if it is in Vegas, Perry, I hope you go there.
Oh, I'll be there. Yeah, you know that. But I think at the end of the day, it's interesting to see the adjustments made and if any of them actually make more sense with the times. You know, is everything needed to be done the way they used to be? I'm not giving an opinion there necessarily. I'm just more talking out loud with that. It's interesting because especially with the draft for me, at least with the combine, I don't see the point of having a combine with everybody together anyways, because I don't think the combine does much. I'd like to see pro days, different kinds of stuff, more isolated stuff, because I actually like to see more of a focus on those players, even if you wanted to have more. That's just me. I actually enjoy the pro day process a lot more than I enjoy the combine process, where I don't really get to feel like I see a full picture of each player. And it's a little bit more misleading where I would have, and it doesn't mean we have to keep the old pro day setup. I think we can make it 50 times more, like a whole showcase of a player. You know, I don't know. I just think that could be a cool idea. It helps with isolation. God forbid this did continue. But I like it to where it's like you can pull that up, that footage, and watch the Garrett from Iowa pro day. And it's not just him fucking around with the 40 and this to try and get better times, but a full showcase. You know what I mean? Like a full showcase. I like that. If I don't think they would. I'm just, I guess, talking more theoretical crap here about is there any technological advances or shortenings that they've done that you see them keeping? Anybody else?
I don't see so much like bigger stuff. I think the draft's going to go back to live as soon as they allow it, just because I can't remember the number, but Vegas lost out on a lot of money by not hosting the draft. So that's a big moneymaker for the NFL and everybody involved. So I see that going back to live. The pro day thing, maybe. I think a lot more behind the scenes stuff is going to change. I think Zoom is here to stay. Stuff like that. I think there's going to be a lot more.
What about press conferences and stuff? Because again, I feel like you can get more press that way. You get more people access without taking the risk. Does it make sense to do Zoom? I don't mind it. I really don't mind having the guy. I mean, he's got the thing behind him anyways, if that's the Chiefs or the Bucks thing. And the only difference is you don't have the rows of jabronis. I mean, it's the connections that you make there, shaking hands and stuff like that, for sure. I agree with you there. From at least the analyst and reporter standpoint, I can agree. But at least I'm more talking about from the league standpoint.
When me and Josh interviewed Don McGregor from the Michael K show, he was talking about, you know, we asked him about COVID and like the stuff that changes everything. and like, reporters and stuff make their connections in the locker room. Like, you can of course ask your questions and stuff like that, but there's nothing like going into the locker room,
right?
Getting
The
that
DMs
behind
now.
the scenes thing, this, that, or the third, and like,
For sure.
you can't
So,
do that now.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I was Big 3 Media for a season, and the people that I met there and shook their hands definitely was really beneficial for me and helped me a lot. And I don't know if I would have gotten that because, I mean, the thing is, I did do a virtual press thing with them as well. I had Ice Cube on the phone, Jeff on the phone, all the people on the phone doing a press thing, similar to Connie, how we did it with Dave Roberts the other day, where it was all virtual. You're still getting the feel, even though ours wasn't as interactive, but you're still getting the feel. You're still getting that experience. But I think the connections from a reporter standpoint would take a big hit. But it's also looking at this from, I guess, the league standpoint. Does it make sense to accommodate all these people? Because you have to have food. You have to, and I know they're not nickel and diming, but at that point they're thinking, why have these people in a room if we could just have it streamed?
Anything to save money, they'll do it.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
It's going to change. I think it will stay to Zoom. Anything
Cool.
that can change money, that will save money. We'll do it. They'll do
Cool,
it.
because I don't think press conferences are generating the cash for them or anything. It's really just beneficial, like you said, for reporters and people trying to make the connections. But I see them as, okay, it's safer. We don't have to put in the effort to host everybody in person, and we can even open it up to more people that aren't media credentialed because we don't have to shove them in the building. For maybe groups, middle market people like us as well. We've been credentialed in certain areas, but to make that a more consistent thing, or with bigger leagues like the NFL, the NBA, I think having the virtual route will help that process move along a little bit faster, because I think that a lot more spots will be open and more possibilities. I can call any of you in different states, if God forbid there was an opportunity there, and you jump on instead of, hey, you only can do this press thing if you're in this city for this event. It is a little bit more limiting too. I'm just bringing up some points.
Yeah, well, and I think you can see like a mix on the press conferences where all the local people are still there.
Okay.
But they also have like a Zoom option, because can you imagine like Adam Schefter just sitting at home and being able to hop in on any press conference across the country to drop in a question?
Right.
Stuff like that. And like you said, the mid-level people, you get in, the local station from Iowa that covers the Bears they don't have anybody at the press conferences, but if they have the option to Zoom, they could get their guy there to ask a question.
Right.
So I don't think the live press conferences are going to go away necessarily, but I could definitely see them mixing it up and having a Zoom option to go with the live. And I think a lot of the meetings, like Connie said, about it's a lot easier to stream instead of getting everybody in one location. I think a lot of that's going to happen across all industries, not just
sports. I agree. I mean, you always know those memes where it's that person sitting in the background. They're like, this meeting could have been an email, and I think now it's going to be that, where it's like, do we have to schlep all of these people to X location? Or if I'm a teacher, if I'm running a work meeting, whatever it may be, you also you're still in HR purposes. If you, like, for example, in a restaurant, you call someone at home, you're gonna have to pay them 2 hours, no matter what, because you're actually working that day, spending that time. But still, I mean, you don't have to open up the restaurant. You don't have to actually bring people there. You keep it safer. You keep it more centralized. It's quicker. It's more efficient, and it's more accessible. So I see it not just moving with the times, but just being the better option.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, you make some good points. I think that Zoom definitely most likely be there to stay. I think they're just going to be the NFL going into next year and beyond. They're just going to continue to be a lot smarter with what they do. I think they did a really good job. There were had the Titans, the Ravens. There were some couple mishaps here and there, but every game was still played. They had a couple Tuesday games where you're like, yo, this game is on Tuesday. Maybe not be as interested in watching it, but
I wouldn't mind that staying. I liked having Tuesday games.
Right, they made it work. They made it work.
Yeah, I liked it. Football is so limiting anyways, because you only have X amount of teams, 17 weeks, that if you made it to where it wasn't just Sundays, you had a game on Tuesday, you had the Monday game, the Tuesday game, maybe skip Wednesday, you have the Thursday game, skip Friday, have a Saturday game, and then have a shorter slate on Sunday. Maybe an all mid game. There isn't any morning games anymore. It's all just the 1 o'clocks. You know what I mean? At least in Pacific time. So all the 4 o'clocks for you guys, and then we run the Sunday night game. I like that schedule. I
like it as well.
I don't need 95 games on a Sunday. I'm cool with 6.
Yeah, especially like even if you have like Sunday ticket, you can only watch.
Jets and Giants, so.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe put a Jets and Giants game on like a Tuesday.
Sure. Who cares? Who cares? And that will give them more ratings because people aren't deciding if they want to watch that over a more primetime game. That's the only thing on that day, unless they want to watch another sport.
But if it's your Cowboys, it's got to be on Sunday because Dallas Cowboys got to get the prime time.
Honestly, bro, I'm off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from work, so make my Cowboys a Tuesday regular, and I am the happiest man ever.
But
I'll have to watch every game.
Yeah, but we got to start a hashtag movement. Hashtag pay Dak now because
pay Dak, baby. Can you pay Dak or someone else will? Plain and simple.
Hey, Perry will.
Dude, that franchise tag is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to pay him 40 plus on the franchise tag anyway, so you might as well lock him down unless you have a better plan.
Perry will make a TOS speech in front of Dak Prescott to Jerry Jones and tell him like, "It's my quarterback."
No, man, I don't even think I have to say it at this point. I think it's Jerry's quarterback. I'm really not worried. People are, but I'm not. Anyone else have any, Josh or anyone have anything about the virtual innovations and the longevity of those things? I think that'd probably be our last topic of the night since we just hit over 2 hours.
Yeah, I kind of want to touch on something you said earlier about the combine. I think with everything going on right now, it's a huge opportunity because I agree with you. I hate the combine. I think it does absolutely nothing. Make these players look better or get a better draft profile. I would like to see them kind of do it like regional 7-on-7s or lineman challenges, because then the coaches, if they're not interested in a quarterback or receiver or running back, you can have the linemen in their own separate area doing it. So it would help separate everything. I just wish the NFL would take advantage of this opportunity to change everything while everything's kind of different right now. Because I don't think anybody enjoys the combine. I think a 7-on-7 gives you a much better look at them against elite competition. Players are going to be playing against for years. Seeing linemen go against each other when they're going to be playing together for years. So I just don't think
they do it for injury purposes.
Yeah, that's
for sure.
That'll be the only thing.
But let me bring up the fact that there's already the Reese's Senior Bowl. There's already the Senior Bowl. So why not rather make that much more of a focus, or do some sort of tournament style so there's more than just a Senior Bowl game or two?
I think players will probably opt out.
I mean, potentially, and I think
that's why I think the pro days will probably be a little better than
I think a little bit of both. I mean, I think what we can do, because there's pro days anyways. People have pro days with the combine. So at this point, it would be expanding the pro days and replacing the combine with more actual football of them playing each other, so you can get more of a scouting thing with them against each other. Because I mean, looking at a D2 guy with all of his tape is only going to tell you so much against that competition, but then you put him in 2 or 3 games against other people across the country that are also draft prospects, you'll see that guy ball out or not. I mean, the guys that balled out on this Senior Bowl that we actually paid attention to this time because we had to. Felton from UCLA, a guy that was a running back and he's going as a wide receiver. The only reason why people are all high on him because of how he played that day. Tony, Carvarius Tony, the way that he played there, that lineman from D2, whatever his name is, he was the one with his stomach out the whole time. He was dominating players. Didn't matter if you're from Oklahoma, USC, Texas, Alabama, he was putting you on your freaking ass. And how much credit are you going to give him when you're looking at a tape with him playing but you're not going to say bad guys, but nowhere close to the upper echelon of college football, and saying, okay, clearly he's dominating because he's the best guy on that team and he shouldn't be there. But then you put him on 2, 3, 4, 5 game series, maybe not all on the same day because they're going to be fucking exhausted. But I feel like at that point, you're like, okay, I'm looking at statistics. I'm looking at the eye test. If you're an analytics guy, if you're an eye test guy, it's the best. We're meeting in the middle. We're high-fiving here because you can pull the stats from that game. You can just watch the game, pull out tape. I think analytics guys and watch the game guys meet right in the middle when we say, how about we take away the combine and make them play football way more, and then they can do individual showcases if they really want to show off their 40, their bench presses, all these different things isolated in more of a pro day manner kind of thing. I think that would be a great setup.
Yeah, I think the pro days and then probably like individual, like you said, individual workouts, they're probably heighten that a little more. Fly the guys in, make sure they're tested, then get a one-on-one with them. I think they could bring in a collection of guys and then, like you said, have to do a little one-on-ones. Something like that, more team isolated, just to make sure people are, safe until, more information is out moving forward.
That's one thing I like about the NBA's draft process. They'll bring in, especially in the beginning, they'll bring in about 10 prospects at once. And they'll they'll do measurements and different things like that, of course, in their own facilities, but they will make them all wear, for example, Lakers gear, all these prospects, and make them play. Literally just make them play. Like, go play 3 games in a row, scrimmage. And you're literally not just looking at measurements and stuff. You're in your house with your scouting guys, watching these guys play each other. So you're able to go pull the tape from there. And I guess if you want to keep statistics, to run with statistics, that stuff too. That's not a national thing, but why not televise those? Hey, this is the Laker pro day matchups, and we got LaMelo Ball and we got Obi Toppin and we got all these guys that have came out to the facility, and we're going to match them here and here. People are watching video games nowadays, as you guys know. Most of my guys on here are doing it. I don't know why you wouldn't tune into a Knicks 5-on-5 series with all these prospects and let your mind, oh my God, this guy is dominating. I want him, not just because he, jumps 45 inches off the ground. It's because I'm seeing him dominate against other guys that are also options for us. I think that should move to the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. And making it more situational, people are going to watch it regardless. I mean, they just want something to watch. So, if they're able to put a camera in front of it, people are going to see it. So I agree. I think they should open up some new ideas. I think they will. Will. Yeah.
Cool. No, I love that. Anyone else wants to add before we wrap it up?
None topics related, but please, Green Bay front office, do whatever Aaron Rodgers says. If it's bring back Aaron Jones, damn it, bring back Aaron Jones. If it's getting Chris Godwin, give him Chris Godwin. Give Aaron Rodgers whatever he wants. You saw what happened to Brady. Brady got what he wanted in Tampa, and what the hell happened? He won a ring. Packers better do the same. And I better not see a wasted first-round draft pick this year.
Yeah, man. I think we have a lot more room to grow besides just get Aaron Rodgers at wide receiver. You saw what Tampa Bay did. They built an elite defense. They also got him Antonio Brown, Gronk, all these different guys. And we're even talking about the Packers getting him a one wide receiver, let alone actually giving him a roster that's worthy of competing for a Super Bowl. They are much further away from just doing what Rodgers wants.
We just don't have an owner. That's one of the big.
The owner needs to do owner moves. He needs to form the team.
We're owned by the fans. What more do you? The GM will make his moves.
He doesn't. That's the thing. He never makes the moves. But we'll see if he does. He does. I'm a Cowboys fan, so as a fan, I'm feeling the same pain as you, my friend. I would like to see.
But the one thing I want for my Packers is just please go over the hump. I'm tired of losing 4 straight NFC Championship games, because now all the memes are going to be like, all right, Kansas City Chiefs versus anybody who beats the Packers in the NFC Championship game, because that's what it's been the last 4 times in 7 years. So at least get to the Super Bowl. If we lose, I don't care. I just want to get there. Just
absolutely
get there at least once.
So to end it for you, we'll have you be the first person that signs off. Matt, why don't you tell everybody where they can find all your stuff?
All right. Well, you can find my Twitter down below at Matt_Skura, Instagram at Matt_Skura19, and check out me and my great friend Caleb Connett's podcast called MCS Real Sports Podcast. We talk all things NBA and NFL related. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, you name it. We're available everywhere. And, I want to thank you guys for having me on, talking Super Bowl and other sports-related things.
Of course. On to you, Josh. Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Jolin_4. If you're into the betting world, I post player props on there. So make sure you check out those. And on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, me and Connie go live on Generational Sports. And we have Trey Wingo joining us pretty soon. So it's going to be a good episode. Make sure you guys tune in for that.
It's huge.
It's big time, man.
On to you, Connie.
Yes, sir. Generational Sports tomorrow, 7 Eastern with Josh. Thursday, got Backstop Banner with Michael. Got some news coming Tuesday as well. So make sure you check that out. But yeah, like Josh said, Trey Wingo pulling up on the show. I secured the bag with Trey Wingo February 15th. So.
Nice. It only took you 1 day, too. I'm impressed. It took you 1 day.
What a great guy.
1 day to get it.
All right, see, like technically it was day 2. I didn't tweet it yet. but fuck it. Who cares?
Garrett, tell them where they can find you.
And I am Garrett from Iowa. You can find me on that handle on Twitter, Sportscaster, and TikTok. Main show is the People's XFL show. Runs every Wednesday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Check that out. XFL and alternate league content. And also, for anybody that is kind of sad that football's done, Fan Controlled Football League starts next Saturday. We just dropped an interview with Patrick Dees, one of the co-founders. Quick 20-minute interview basically sums up how the Fan Controlled Football League works and everything about them. So check that out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts at the People's XFL.
Cool. On to you, CJ.
You catch me at on Twitter, CJ_James9. You catch me on Instagram, Garda Podcast, at Garda Pod. Garda Podcast covering NBA and some special news coming Tuesday as well. So look out for that.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, I'm really happy we're all able to get together today. Obviously, Super Bowl is Sunday, a real fun one. I know for Chiefs fans, probably not the happiest right now, but making it to back-to-back Super Bowls is huge. That is huge, and they still have the Pat Mahomes as their quarterback. So we'll see what happens for future years. I was happy to be able to have a good one today. Tom Brady takes it down, so good for you. For NFL fans, we will see you next season when it comes to actual game coverage, but don't worry, we're still having all of our football coverage and off-season stuff for you guys, doing different types of film breakdowns, doing the shows that we always do, following the off-season moves that go on. Don't worry, we got you covered. And if you love basketball, fights, gambling, gaming, baseball, all that fun shit, you go check out the Unwrapped Sports Twitter. In our bio, you'll find all of our pages right there. All fun stuff. Of course, we have teamed up with Rum Boys, so it's Unwrapped Rum Boys. The integration will continue to progress and become more evident to you guys as the weeks go on, but you'll be seeing a lot of written work from the two of us, a lot of the live lineup improving and changing. So much to come from us, and we're just so happy to be here giving you guys sports content and me being here with the boys chatting about the Super Bowl. Remember, you can find Unwrapped Sports Twitter and Instagram, unwrappedsports.com. Find us on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Don't bother with Sportscaster since it's going down, but if you are watching us on there, we still appreciate it in the meantime. But everything else is gravy over here. teespring.com/stores/unwrap for our shop. If you are a fan of us, a fan of me, if the fan of sports and how we do things, whatever it is that gets you there, patreon.com/unwrap sports. It's our VIP program. For $1 a month, you can just show us that you see what we're doing and you care about us and you see us grinding. You want to support a little bit. For $5 or $10, we give you all types of perks. We are doing a Keenan Allen signed jersey giveaway this month. So if you're in the $10 tier, you get a submission in there. It's $10, and we're giving you a submission for the Amazon gift card for $10, a Keenan Allen jersey, 20% off the shop, and an unlimited Discord chat with the team to be able to talk gambling, fantasy sports, hang out, talk life, whatever it is. You get to connect with us a little bit deeper. That is jam-packed. And if at the very least, if you didn't win that jersey, anything, you're supporting one of the best groups around. So we appreciate if you checked out patreon.com/unwrapsports.
When you see Anthony Conover like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at Gmail, like all 5 of those accounts, like don't pay it any attention.
It's all good with me. If you wanted to pay 5 times, that counts 5 times for me. So it's up to you, brother. Everyone's fair game. Jump in there. Like I said, Keenan Allen jersey this month. I'll be keeping it at that caliber for you guys. I'd rather be a jersey or a mini helmet or something fun like that. I'm going to try and keep it a jersey every month. But patreon.com/unwrapsports. We really, really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time. I don't have admin abilities, so Josh, you can close it out for us. But we just really appreciate you spending your Sunday with us and giving us your hot takes back.